I was prepared.
Oh, okay. I'm always prepared.
I, I was ready. I was ready waiting for. I was ready waiting for you to post the link.
Yeah, I know. That's what I thought. I thought I had everything else going. Put the timer up and everything. Got the everything sorted. And then Scott said, the link. Oh shit! I knew I forgot something. Oh, oh, oh start. Miro said you messed up, Terry. Start the recount again. Okay, Miro. I'll put the timer back up again. We'll start again. I got Miro, Sam, Phil's out there, Zebulon, Dora, Courier, Jay. Jay, you're never going to get to join the panel. It's probably early hours in the morning over there at the moment for you. Hey, Stewie, Dora. Hey, Demon Orb. And Sam, you got your spanner back because you hadn't been here for a while. It gets a reset at the end of the month, so you'll only have it for a couple of days. uh, time is 000 AM local, RT96. Where would 12 AM be? What time zone's that? That's a good
No,
one.
that says D:DD.
Oh, I thought it was 00. I've got no idea what D:DD AM is, local.
No, I don't either. It's
I think
I'd have expected. I'd have expected H:MM AM local,
okay.
but I would never even use that anyway because I would always use you know
Phil says if that was a
for
rocket
for for
countdown, we would have panicked.
for a full time code I would use YYYY MMDD HHMMSS Zulu.
What's between 3 and 5? RT96 says. Ah, I get it. I get it now. RT96. Yes, that's right. And it just dawned on me then.
Yeah.
Phil, you're not allowed to do that. Peanuts. Look what Phil did. Well, I've got a little bit of reading to do and a little video, but these videos are getting harder and harder to find for this time period for the the oh shit, I hate that not knowing a word, for the time period we're looking through, late 1800s, so 1890, nearly almost hitting the 1900, but that's when things will change. I think we're still into the just at the end of the first industrial revolution. There was more than one, if people didn't know. That's why I put in the title. I put an S on the end of revolutions, plural. It's beer 30 somewhere. Last, yeah, I've already had me beer, Zebulon. Had it earlier. So I'll grab that text stuff. Okay, where did I put that? I know I put it here somewhere. There it is. Go back there. Share that. It's sort of like we're rehashing some facts because they seem to overlap, but we can't help that. So um, we need. Yeah, we'll try that one. That seems to fit. Scroll down. Right. The story of Sydney's railways. Um, Was the Industrial Revolution measured in RPM? Good question, Sam. But didn't go full circle though, because then we'd be back where we started. So that wouldn't work. Phil Bell for Victoria Premier. Okay, Phil, what would be your first role as the new Victoria Premier? What would you do? Okay. Story of Sydney's railways. Planning Sydney's suburban railway network. Through the routes followed by a number of today's suburban trains has all been constructed and were in regular use by the turn of the 20th century. These lines have been laid with the primary object of providing transportation links between Sydney and the rural centres throughout New South Wales, rather than a public transport service to the people of Sydney. The increased amount of passenger transport in the metropolitan area during the latter half of the 19th century forced the government to take a long hard look at the whole suburban railway network. In 1894, the engineer-in-chief Henry Dean made an 8-month trip overseas to study railway development, and another in 1904. The results of his findings and his recommendations being contained in his report of 1895, Proposed System of Rapid Transport for the City of Sydney and Suburbs. The plan included the installation of more suburban stations that were originally planned, the duplication of all lines to allow two-way traffic, the construction of a railway tunnel under the harbour. Okay, they planned that back then, the tunnel under the harbour. Electrification of the Blue Mountains and Illawarra lines, the conversion of Sydney tram system from steam power to electricity, a rail link to Sydney's eastern suburbs, and the building of a new Sydney railway terminal. In 1905, at the time when the site of the national capital was being debated, so the capital was still Victoria in Melbourne at the time, so we hadn't had Canberra yet. Dean suggested that an electrified railway to Canberra using power generated from the waters of the Snowy Mountains could be built if the Canberra site was chosen, adding weight to New South Wales Premier Joseph Carruthers' push for the site. The suburban electrification program and the building of Central Station were the only recommendations to be implemented during his term of office, along with the extension of the Darling Harbour goods line to Lewisham via Rozelle in modified form. Okay. So we had to go overseas to copy everyone else. And I suppose it would be Britain that he went to, and probably a little bit of America by then.
And most of Europe.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't just. Yes, okay, railways were, steam railways were invented here, but there was a lot of stuff going on all over the world, and if you want best practices, you go and look at what other people are doing as well as what you're doing yourself.
So what would he have been looking at? The routing or the placement? That's probably what he was probably looking at. Which towns had the populations at the time? Probably the route that it could have took, so it'd pick up. Well, see that from Sydney out to Parramatta, it's just basically a direct route, straight out. And then there's a couple of branch lines coming off in different directions just out of Central to take you to either, you can go either to east to Bondi and north over the Harbour Bridge and south to where I am, and I think there's a southwest line that runs through to Campbelltown, but that travels right through down south through to Canberra, through Mossvale and all those places, which
when
through
they're talking about suburban routes, they're really talking about routes. For a big city like Sydney or Melbourne or London over here, you're talking about rail lines that run out to the edge of the suburbs of the city and no further. Yeah. So, um, like the classic of that is in London to the west, north, and east. We'll ignore South London because that's a bit odd. But the tube lines, all the different tube lines, all run out to but they only run out as far as the edges of the suburbs. They don't go They don't go past that. So that makes the London Tube a suburban railway network.
So you've got a suburban railway line that runs completely encircled in London, haven't you? It runs like a complete circle.
There is, well, actually, that's not really suburban because that runs around. That kind of runs around the middle of the busiest part of London.
Okay.
Not round the outside, because it's actually a very long. If you were to go around the outside edge of what is considered to be the suburbs of London, you're looking at a route that's probably between 200 and 300 kilometres at least.
Right.
You know, London's a big city.
Yeah, I'll bring up I haven't got it handy, but I'll show a map that shows you where like in Sydney, they've got the city route, the city loop that runs like virtually in the city. It doesn't go outside the city. It stays inside the city area, only on the south side, because we've got a north shore and a south shore of Sydney. I'll bring that up next time because there's a bit of history involved in all that part of it too. This is the picture taken in 1900, exactly on the dot. Original Sydney Railway terminal at Redfern. So I don't know what buildings are still standing there now, because I know some buildings were left standing, so I might have to look into that to see what's there at Redfern. Okay. In 1905, the Sydney Rail Terminal was moved from Redfern to imposing new building constructed on the site of the old Devonshire Street burial grounds, which we discussed before, where the what's his name building is we showed, where they picked up dead bodies, which today is known as Central Railway Station. At the time, it considered only of the section now used for interstate and intercity rail services. The platforms used by today's suburban trains were added 10 years later when the underground lines to St James, Wynyard and were built. Yeah, I was mentioning that's the city circuit, which includes St James, Wynyard and a few other stations. A spur line was built to Botany for the sole purpose of transporting exhumed coffins from the old Devonshire Street Cemetery to the Botany Cemetery. The line was later modified and extended to create the Botany Goods Line in use today. Even before the first section of track had been laid in Sydney back in the 1850s, there had been vigorous debate as to where the Sydney terminus should have been located. Originally it was planned for the Haymarket area, but William Randall, who was employed to construct the first line between Sydney and Parramatta, successfully had its location moved to Redfern, so that a branch line to Darling Harbour wharves could be incorporated into it. For 20 years, Randall's replacement, John Whitten, pushed to have the line extended to a station under Hyde Park, but Government Denison was strongly against the idea and blocked it. Chief Commissioner Edward Miller, Guard Eddy, also pushed for Sydney's main railway terminus to be moved closer to the city centre, but it was not until Dean became Engineer-in-Chief that it happened. Yeah, so a lot of red tape and a lot of political debacle just to get something like this going, which is a big thing really in the day. So we could be on par with everyone else in the world. Like for the engineer chief Dean, he went all over to look to see how everyone else did theirs, and we needed something here. So, especially for the city. It was E.W. O'Sullivan, the Minister for Public Works, who selected the site for Central Station. By the time it was opened on 4th of August 1906, there were a number of government ministers, including the new Minister for Public Works, C.A. Lee, who questioned whether it had been built in the right place, believing the further extensions into the city centre would be needed in the future. To this end, Dean had set aside land at the eastern side of the station for this purpose. Yeah, on the map you can see on the eastern side a little bit where there's extra areas for where the Bondi line and the city circuit lines all go from under there. Right, okay, what have we got here? I don't think this bridge is still standing, but going by the look of it. Okay, the original Lewisham Viaduct over Long Cove Creek on the Western Line. Wow, I'd have to Google that and see what's actually there now. Obviously, there'd have to be another bridge. Doesn't say what year that was. That looks very early on, that's for sure. Okay, between the time of the opening of the original Redfern Terminal, and the new Central Terminal, the number of locomotives in the railway's fleet had grown from 4, not many, to 620. Passenger carriages serving the Sydney metro area now numbered 681. Excuse me, I had to cough. Compared to the initial 28. And the number of seats for suburban passengers had ridden from 924 to 36,000. Shit. 929. So by 1926, when the first section of the underground city circle was opened, 111.6 million passengers travelled on 627 kilometres of track annually. The newly appointed Engineer-in-Chief, James Fraser, okay, we've got another engineer now, James Fraser expressed doubt as to the public transport system's ability to cope with anticipated growth without major changes being made. His first report included many recommendations made by Henry Dean 12 years earlier. He advocated the complete electrification of the suburban rail system, the extension of the railway into the central business districts by means of underground lines, and the connection of the North Shore line with the rest of the suburban rail system via a tunnel. Oh, okay, we do have a picture, but it is skew-whiffed. So I like to have pictures that are a bit more orientated. This is JCC Bradford's original city railway proposal 1912. If I had a pointer, which I can't do because I've lost the mouse in OBS now, where it says City Central, that should be at the south of the south orientation of the picture. So rotate the picture, whatever, how many degrees that is, 90 degrees? That way. And that's you can see the city circle and the central railway station set up.
So south basically points off the left side of the map.
No, the bottom of the map. Well, no, the left side of the map now that should be south.
Yeah, that's what I mean. South points off the left side of the map.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The routes that they're showing now, I think they're the same. I don't think they've changed it. You've got Wynyard, Town Hall, and it comes back around to, we've got Liverpool Street. I'm not sure what that would have been because I know St James is still there. It should be, I can't read that, but the one near the ocean.
Circular Quay.
Circular Quay, is that what it says? Yeah, I couldn't read that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Circular
I'm going
Quay.
to guess there's still a railway station at Circular Quay.
Yeah, Circular Quay still has the railway. Wynyard still, Town Hall does. St James, I'm sure there's another one there, but I can't think of it. I'm not sure about that Liverpool Street one. That's the one that's got me confused.
Um, it's pretty rare when you get those types of suburban railways like that in the middle of it. It's quite rare to lose stations.
Yeah.
Replacement may be, but lose them completely is unusual.
Well, we do have some disused, not disused, but tunnels and systems underground that are not used anymore. So they've repurposed or rebuilt tunnels. So I'll probably get into that later too, because that's something interesting about the tunnels and that are not being used anymore underground. I forget. I think they're near St James. If I'm not, I think I could be right. I'll get some images in that of that because that's a lot of the infrastructure that's underground at the town hall and at St James. You can see it's really old from back when it was first built. At Central, I don't know if I've showed you the inside of the building, but the original part, no. And I showed you the crematorium's part that was over to the south west side of the city central on the way to the into city central. How much more of this we got? Oh, okay, haven't got much more. I hope I can get through all this, Alan. My eyes are just starting to water now. JCC Bradford's original city railway proposal upon which today's City Circle loop is based saw St James as a busy junction and changeover point. In addition to the lines now in use, a double-track railway was to be built from Gladesville, joining the City Circle on its western arc and leaving it on its eastern side for Watsons Bay and southeastern suburbs. The line was to enter the city from the west at Darling Harbour, run underground and curve around from Town Hall under O'Connell Street to St James, where it would utilise the two spare centre platforms. Two lines would run under Hyde Park and Oxford Street to Taylor Square, where there was to be a junction. One pair of lines would go to Watsons Bay and the other through Paddington and Randwick towards Botany. The building of the Harbour Bridge coincided with the construction of a system of underground railways in Sydney's central business district, known today as the City Circle, and a bridge was designed with this in mind. The bridge was designed to carry 4 lanes of road traffic flanked on each side by 2 railway tracks and a footpath. Both sets of railway tracks were linked into the underground Wynyard station on the south city side of the bridge by symmetrical ramps and tunnels. The eastern side railway tracks were intended for use by a planned rail link to the northern beaches. Citation needed for that somewhere. In the interim, they were used to carry trams from the North Shore into terminals within Wynyard Station. And when tram services were discontinued in 1958, they were converted into extra traffic lanes. The Bradford Highway, which is the main roadway section of the bridge and its approaches, is named in honour of Bradford's contribution to the bridge. Oh, you put in there about ABS is displaying the mouse can be a bit random. No, I've sorted that out, Alan. It actually gave it the option to get rid of it. So
You did.
yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it does. Sometimes, yeah, but it's still a bit random sometimes, isn't it?
Well, I haven't had it. It hasn't came back because the setting says no mouse, and I'm still not seeing a mouse. So
Yeah.
where was I up to? I forgot where I was up to now. Up to Bradford's contribution to the bridge. That's where I was up to, wasn't it? Yeah, that's right. In 1923, the first sod was turned on the City Railway. Bradford had a grand vision for Sydney's rail system that was only ever partly fulfilled. Okay. Bradford's concept called for the construction of a network of underground city railway lines in association with the construction of the Sydney Harbour Bridge and the new rail terminal. Central, that is. A larger network of lines was proposed for the western, eastern and southern suburbs. However, most of these lines remain concept only and have never been constructed. The Depression and later World War II, along with the growth of the motor car, led to passenger numbers in Bradford's plan being grossly overestimated. Yeah, well, they didn't think of the future to know what was going to happen, would they? Especially the car, anyway, when that came about. Parts of the city underground were constructed and exist as the present-day city circle, with small sections built for the additional proposed city lines, such as additional platforms at Wynyard and St James Railway Station, which have never been used for heavy rail transport. The underground city loop was constructed originally as a stub line to St James and the line through Town Hall and Wynyard to the Harbour Bridge. It was not until 1955 that the loop was completed by the construction of a circular quay station. A line to the eastern suburbs was eventually built, but along a different alignment to that envisaged by Bradford, who proposed a line along Oxford Street. Okay, so that's Oxford Street would have been a bit more south of where it is now. Bradford retired from the New South Wales Department of Works at the end of July 1933, after 42 years of service with the intention of continuing to work as a consulting engineer. I need a break. My eyes are gone wonky. Go back to there. Top share for a minute. Alright. Have I got any little video? Let's look to see if I've got a little video. What have we got here? A little video. Pause. This one's called the Newcastle Flyer, New South Wales Government Railways number 3642. Okay, the 3642 is affectionately known as the Big Pig, and was built by Clyde Engineering by the New South Wales Government Railways in 1926. It remained in service for 43 years. Wow. They kept him going for a long time back then. Minimise that. Share. Where are we? That one. Going pretty quick, don't they? You don't realise how quick they can get going up to a bit of speed from a standing start, with all those carriages especially. There's a few carriages on that, just for that. Ah. Well, when all this COVID thing finishes off, it'll be good for them, or for people to be going back onto them and to do their what do you call it for the tourists? It's been a while since I've heard a steam train come through here, even because I can hear the whistle from where I am. It echoes. It used to be every end of the Sunday of every month or something. They used to bring the train down from Thirlmere down here for a run. Okay. Now Phil did want a bit of a dirt video. Where'd he go? He wanted a particular one. Okay, October 28. So this is only a relatively new one, Phil. I didn't even notice that one pop up. I'll give you one guess in the peanut gallery who it is. No guesses?
Physicists took 500 years. I take 25 minutes.
I was waiting for the peanuts to have a guess to see who it could be.
Well, that hasn't. Well, I suppose it might give them a little hint, but not a, you know.
I haven't heard any guesses yet from out there. Oh, they're talking about motorbikes and what? Focus use peanuts. Phil, it wasn't up to you. You're the one that suggested the video in the first place. Oh dear.
Oh my.
Oh, Phil, spoil it now. Oh, wait a minute, I've got to fix something. Get back there, you. Stop share for a sec. I forgot to fix something up. Get back there. Why doesn't that... Why is it doing that? I'm just learning these tricks. What Alan taught me. That should work. Oh, no, that didn't work. Bugger. I just broke it. Mm-hmm. Wasn't supposed to do that. I think that's right. I can't tell. My eyes are terrible. Leave it at that. Alright, try that. There. There we go. All ready? Miro's going, no! The mouse is winning. You can see the mouse.
Ready.
I can't tell you can see the mouse. How do they can see the mouse? That's weird, that. I thought they couldn't see it.
Welcome to real science, real physics, real astronomy,
Oh no.
and real flat earth design.
You blame Phil
I just had to do this quick video because I was watching a couple of physicists debating stuff the other day on YouTube, and it was Roger Penrose talking to Eric Weinstein. A couple of brilliant minds, right? Especially that Weinstein guy. He'd just recite anything off the top of his head. I don't know how he can store that much information in his head. But these are physicists. Anyway, but they're debating stuff they don't realise and they can't figure out. So I have the whole system here. So I was going to do a video explaining all their queries. And what do I do today?
Oh, right.
I just jotted all that down
Oh
yesterday.
no.
I turned the TV on.
Is that any?
YouTube.
Is
I
that
watch
a
YouTube.
Jim
What's the other silly stuff?
thing T-shirt he's got himself made?
Yeah, some sort of Egyptian Ra type thing.
And there's this here. How the Penrose singularity theorem predicts the end of space-time. And it starts off with Penrose, this guy telling us Penrose received a Nobel Prize this year, 2020. And guess what it's about? Why he got it? He got it because of the black hole. The black hole in the Milky Way. Exactly what I've been talking about for the last 12 months. I told you I'd get no recognition and someone else will get it, some physicist.
Oh
Maybe had it
no.
before I started saying that's
Which
black.
physicist?
I'm always
Which
referring
one?
it to the what do you call it in space? The vacuum. The vacuum. It was just recently when I realised I came to figure out the solar eclipses. I started saying there's black. That's the black hole. Although
Where's
I
the
knew
black
it
hole?
was the black hole all along, really. Yeah, had to be. And then, so that's it there.
What?
So there's our flat earth design. If you haven't followed any of my sites, that's where we live. There's centre north, magnetic vortex.
Oh, don't go through all that again.
There's a big ridge down here the Russians know about. It's magnetic. What do you call it? Magnetite or something. Must help with this magnetic field. It's a big rotation. Moving up,
No.
but not down here, because that's the reverse spin inside a vortex. That's the black hole.
Where'd the black
So
hole
there
come
you have
from?
it.
We never said there was a black hole before.
He's gone and got a. I don't know if that interview probably came just after he got the Nobel Prize. I don't know, but they're all talking about it now. So this model I've been showing people.
Who's the scientist that got the Nobel Prize? Or
Roger Penrose. Yeah.
did we know anything about him?
Oh yeah, he's pretty famous
Yeah.
for postulating things about black holes. Him and what's the other guy that died? The wheelchair guy.
Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking. Yeah, him and Roger Penrose worked together a lot on black holes and stuff.
Okay. So he's not.
There's probably a good chance that Stephen Hawking would have been on there with Penrose if he had still been alive.
Yeah, but they don't award Nobel Prizes posthumously.
Exactly.
So he's not going to get into the black hole part. He's just going to place a black hole wherever he wants. Okay.
Oh, he's claiming that he recognised it before Penrose.
Oh, because he said 12 months? Yeah, okay.
There's curvature of space, expanding space.
Sorry, I just wanted to answer John Rapp's question. Is Penrose as smart as our mate Lindsay? No, far from it. Fortunately, Penrose is far, 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 far smarter.
Yeah, orders of magnitude smarter.
Yeah, more than smart. I changed the word.
Yeah.
Has
a brain and knows how to use it. Yeah. Not
space. It's all relativity, based. There's another video. This one here. Check this one.
Relativity.
He's claiming that the sides. He's claiming, Terry, that the sides of the vortex are the curvature of space-time.
Space-time. Yeah, I picked up on that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's not how it works.
Okay. I don't even know if he knows. Yeah, he knows the word relativity, but. Yeah. Phil, you've got a dirty mind.
Carried away.
You're distracting the peanuts.
It's only probably 6,000 miles from there to there. You can't go anywhere.
6,000 miles? What's kilometre? Are you Australian or not? 'Cause wouldn't it be in kilometres? So if he's doing this in miles, is it because he's parroting somebody else's measurements for something, and he's not thinking in metric?
Yeah. This is comedy. It's physics.
It is. He's correct.
So
it is comedy. Hey, you got something right so far.
This is basically what they're working on. This part here. This is the rotation, and it all falls back into here. Falls back down here.
What about the rotation
all down
past
here.
that?
The rotation around here.
Like, where are we?
And then it
Are we
comes
on
back
that
down
flat
here.
bit?
That's all they need to know in physics. There's the whole picture. They'll suss it all out. Then they talk about singularities.
There's no physics in what he said.
Hawkins.
What?
There's no physics in what he's described so far.
Oh, okay. Now what did he throw that in for then?
Hawkins, the late Hawkins. Singularity, where we get all the star formation around here. They think it all goes back to a singularity, a single point. There's some theorise it goes to the beginning of the time where the Big Bang began. And they're right, because that is the Big Bang.
Does he think that stars are only in that central and the Big
Yeah,
Bang?
yeah.
What?
Remember how he says the whole Milky Way's in there, and he's got the name wrong too. It's not Stephen Hawkins. It's Hawking.
Where's our mate Sean out in the peanuts?
Oh, apparently they're not space boobies. They're because the central black hole implies there's something else.
The space buttocks, are they?
Yeah.
All you people have got such a bad case of pareidolia, I tell you. It must be contagious or something.
Where the sun sits in the Milky Way. That's the ecliptic.
Ecliptic?
All here. That's where the Big Bang began.
I just thought I'd add
because the
another
magnetic
ecliptic
flow
in just for the...
was first. So if you all want to know, and that represents female, the sun is the male. The magnetic field came under pressure because we're in a closed system. Somehow, I don't know how. I recently read that the magnetic field creates the firmament. Magnetism. Oh! Magnetism, that force. We're getting that force up there. Right down low, we'll get the other force, even though it's negative down here.
Two magnets are repelling each
Positive
other,
up
so
there.
that's not the right orientation that way.
everything comes back down here. So in all your physics, if you're into physics, put that picture in your head, you'll figure it all out, you'll win yourself a Nobel Prize. You didn't even
I know what you'd win. You'd win a free trip to the Looney Tune farm.
Yeah, you'd win some kind of prize for figuring all this out. Man,
A free trip.
the booby prize.
And you'll get some clothing to go with it.
have to say much. It's just got some sort of
Nice
theory in
new
his head.
jacket.
Yeah, nice new jacket, yeah.
Scribble something down and they give him a Nobel Prize. So this is the Milky Way, right? We get all the stars up here. You don't see them on here, that's the sunny side. The sun's shooting out here. But there's the bulge, the tumour, and some ancient mythological stories. So in there, that's the Big Bang. So we got the pressure build up, right? Under the closed system, pressure builds up just like the magnetic.
So she's saying the Big Bang... What?
The Big Bang happened in the vortex. So it really is looking like a set of space buttocks now. The pressure builds up and...
This guy's surely a Poe. Definitely, because the way the innuations and the drawing and...
Yeah.
Come on.
Next, it's not going to be the Big Bang anymore. It's going to be the Big Flatulence.
Yeah.
The conduction
fart.
system, okay?
Well, you wouldn't be able to hear it because it'd be in space because the vacuum, so be no noise.
It goes up, and then you get a current that cuts across the circuit, and bang, you get the voltage. So when they got the bang, the sun was created.
What?
What?
Huh?
I thought you build up voltages and then bang, and you got a current flowing through it. That's the usual way you do that.
That's the usual way, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, you ain't going to build a voltage by applying a current to start with. Well, depends what you apply the current into, I suppose. But
and which threw out the debris, which created all the planets. So it's all must be all based on chemicals or minerals, whatever. Certain minerals or chemicals get left in here, the rest got blasted out, or
Well, where did the chemicals and minerals come from? What do you call them? You mean atoms? Matter? What?
or they're totally separate to what were the stars out here, and the stars are just formed magnetically around this zone. But there you have the ecliptic in there, and that's the aftermath of the Big Bang. This stuff out here is always flowing up in the magnetic field. And it's
Phil?
probably just clustered here because of the magnetic field of the sun. But it's in that's the spin. That's the only spin. There's the spin. There's the centre. It all spins around there. The centre of the black hole.
Right.
Centre of here. This creates the spin. Well, no, this is the magnetic field is the spin.
If there was an actual black hole in that, because he said it was 6,000 miles, or whatever that is in kilometres, about, that'd be 10,000 kilometres, wouldn't it? That'd be right? About that far? Wouldn't there be
Not quite,
evidence
about
of a
90.
black hole? It wouldn't be that far.
That's the suction back down that way. But this is the spin. Everything spins in this one circular motion. There's nothing.
He's now got a rotating toroidal. Oh, sorry, a rotating helical magnetic field.
Yeah. But which way's he got it rotating?
That's clever.
He was going anti-clockwise there a minute. I'm not sure which direction he knows which way it goes.
Has he got an orthogonal rotating electric field as well?
Yeah. Somehow.
No, I just wondered because, like,
I'm just agreeing with you.
He's making it up as he goes along.
Of course he is.
That's what I said.
No,
I
I'm
was just
just
going
thinking,
along with what you
I-
said, Alan.
I'm just thinking, if you had an orthogonal rotating electric field, it would
Vortex
just
field.
be a.
Vortex field.
It would, yeah. Well, it would kind of just be a. It would be a self. It would be a self-amplifying, circularly polarized radio transmission.
The only thing opposing it is this force coming back down through the vacuum. Just like in vortex water. You watch you'll see it in my other videos. I've got a video on the vortex water. You'll see all these spiraling up, coming up to here, coming back to the horizon, and then disappearing. There's other theories wondering whether it all stops here and then comes out like in a hyperpoloid, but no, that would be further down here. So everything gets destroyed here. This is where all life gets recycled, spirit, energy, whatever. Comes down, probably does a bit of a circuit, it shoots down there. I haven't thought about what actually happens after it gets down there. I've concentrated on the magnetic
Oh, you haven't even
field.
thought of that yet.
Oh shit! I hadn't thought about that one. Wait a minute.
Oh, come on.
Give him a second. He'll make some shit up. Odds on he's going to make it up in 5 seconds, 10 seconds, or.
What comes back down here, well, that's the hyperpoloid. So we've got the magnetic field flowing up there, down there, around up there, down.
Oh
down
no.
there, up there for the
Yeah,
magnetic
no, he's
field.
crossed the streams again.
Oh no! Don't cross the stream.
So it must just dwell down here somewhere. I haven't put my head around that. But, or whether it just stops here and gets reincarnated here. Disintegrates, whatever, around the sun there. Because the religious story is Christianity. To get to me, you go
Where's
through
the
thy
where's
father.
the yin and yang and locust wings gone?
They're incorporated in there somewhere.
They'll
Yeah.
be back.
Okay.
That's to do with the toroidal magnetic field, something.
The father is the son, we know that. While we're onto that,
What's that, Phil? That was funny.
check this out if you're interested in all this sort of stuff. Religion. It's not just one religion, it's everything. Once you start understanding the Kabbalah, you get to appreciate everything. The human body, the mind, our physical world is perceived, the spiritual realm, the unseen spiritual realm is in here. We dwell out here.
As opposed to the seen spiritual world. So, okay.
Oh, dear.
What we perceive to be a physical world, yet nothing up here is physical.
No,
All
we've got
holographic
the
projections
holographic
from in
projection, yeah.
Yeah.
All amplified from
And
the
who made the
centre.
holographs? However long ago this all started.
No, he hadn't got that far yet. He skipped
And how are
past
they able
that.
to make holograms to represent
yeah,
something that didn't exist yet?
Holograms for flat earthers and people like Lindsay is like it's a word that they use instead of magic.
Yeah. I'll cut that out, John. Jeez.
It sounds more scientific if they say it's projected out via holograms rather than somehow it magically happens.
Yeah, they've got to put a word in as a place
Yeah.
card, a placeholder.
It's more credible saying it's a hologram, even if they don't understand what holograms actually are.
Amplified from here, an amplification. And in this video,
Now, what bit amplified it?
I remember he's got this notion that the vacuum amplifies things.
Vacuums
I have no idea how a lack of something actually amplifies something.
That's sort of doesn't make sense at all, that one.
Yeah.
Video here, Journey to the End of the Universe. Watch these two and just get this model in your head, and you'll come to realise everything.
Yeah, but a model that don't work.
And how our whole existence is like this.
What do you call a model that doesn't make sense, or it's just drawings on a piece of paper? It's not a model, then, is it?
It starts with P, Terry.
Starts with P. Starts with P.
Yeah, but it sounds like it starts with S. It actually starts with P, but it sounds like it starts with S. You know, that word that pseudoscience.
Uh-oh, got Big Blue now.
Good morning, fellow pseudoscientists.
Yeah.
Morning, Blue.
Oh, press play again. What are we up to? Oh, what happened? We lost somebody. We lost Alan. Alan just got sucked into the toroidal vortex field thing.
But it's been projected, amplified, just like the stars.
Wait a minute, you can't put projected and amplified in the same sentence. That's two different things.
Mm.
A projected amplification or an amplified projection.
We see up there, the whole sky. There's nothing, it's all in here, all hidden in there. And it's amplified out. It flows out in the magnetic field. It's nothing. It's just like us. And they talk about,
Give Blue a minute, his pareidolia will kick in a sec from watching this.
moving through space.
Absolutely.
Space outpaces you.
We've had a few
Paces
comments
you.
out in the peanut gallery.
Because it does, because you have your horizon. You go flying that way, so is the future ahead of you. Space-time, or whatever, space. Whatever your view is expanding out in front of you. And then they start talking, oh, what's there? This here. Schwarzschild's radial, radius. This is this here. This is this here, and flowing back into here. He's got a name for it.
Not he made up a
And they
name
have
for
to
it.
understand all this. And they'll find all the
I've got
answers.
a name for it.
Yeah.
Schwarzschild radius.
Absolute gibberish.
That would form the black hole with this radius in here, before it comes back down here.
It's a pretty small black hole.
Lorentz. What I was talking in my previous video about walking into a giant ice cream cone. This is going south.
What?
This is what happens on the flat Earth. It gets reduced. See? So it's like a daisy. All your petals out here.
What?
Petals. You take a daisy, all the petals, you can fold them all back round to a central point. That's the Antarctica. Science has taken the flat Earth, taken this from around here, and folded it back round to make you think you live on a spinning ball. Lorentz.
Oh yeah, I get you what
effect.
he's meaning. Yeah.
You reduce. You go smaller, smaller, and then it comes into.
Is he talking about Lorentz
They start
contractions?
talking about.
No.
Oh my god!
Oh, no.
A Lorentz contraction, Terry, is to do with special relativity. If you travel fast compared to another frame of reference, or if something in travels past you, it undergoes what's called a Lorentz contraction. It actually appears to be shorter.
Oh yeah,
To you.
I have heard of that.
Yeah.
I have heard of that.
this guy out here.
There's actually a logistics problem for that. Something to do with a barn and a ladder. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I can't remember the story, but there was a barn involved in a ladder going into a barn.
Seeing this guy back here a lot slower. He's moving slowly. So if you put your head around it, and it takes me back to when I've seen rugby league games. You know, we watch rugby league games here in New Zealand and Australia, and they're hard out, they're fast. You see the TV on and watch them play league in England, it just seems like it's all slowed down. They move at a slower pace. That's part of it.
What?
Don't see them.
What they play slower or something? I can't figure out what he meant by that one. Well, Alan wants back in.
Or was it the other way around?
Who wants Alan back?
Oh, yeah, because they're moving quicker through time. It's the I always get confused with the quicken. If you move quick through time, you slow down in space time, or is it vice versa? Can't remember. We've got to think about these things. But that's what's happening out south, all around here. All around here, it's like this. Points. But it
What's
just,
he doing? Is he drawing the daisy petals again?
Multitudes of them. I mean, it's just made up with that. There's the whole, no matter where you are, you're going into yours. It's all being the magnetic field gets reduced back down. This is what happens. And the best way to draw it is on, geographically, is on a spinning ball, using the ball model. You don't live on a ball, you don't live upside down. Gravity's all BS. Magnetism is in here.
What
It's up here, the magnetic field, very strong.
Doesn't he realise that there's no up? Technically there's no up, so can't be upside down.
Well, up is just away from the ground.
Weak along the ground, very strong, weakens, weak, negative, then positive again. Sorry.
How does it change from negative to positive? The field, is that what he just drew?
Yeah, down there, like this.
What?
And magnetic fields don't have a negative and a positive.
I can't wait. He's crossed the streams all right.
Yeah.
So what was the video going to be on? I was going to do standard theory of particle physics, spinners, full unification.
Oh, no.
It's in there. Halonom, whatever they call it. Penrose stairs.
Whatever they call it.
Penrose again. Roger Penrose won the Nobel Prize in the black hole. String theory.
I don't know what happened there.
Well, I had to reboot just because everything just went into super robot mode and I couldn't hear a damn thing.
No, this is his actual.
An error occurred.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I know what the error is.
Somebody's deleted the video.
No,
Lindsay.
it's actually here. The video's there. It might have been my end.
Yeah, let's refresh it and see what it does.
He's broke the
Full
internet.
unification. It's in there.
Yeah.
Halonom.
He's broke the internet, that's for sure.
Halonom, whatever they call it. Penrose stairs. Roger Penrose again. Roger Penrose won the Nobel Prize in the black hole. String theory. It's all in here. Everything is in here. That's how the planets sit. Horizontally. Seen in our sky. So you can imagine that ring. Imagine the ring we've got a ring like that, but it all gets projected up into our sky like that. It's on the ecliptic, right? I haven't done the ecliptic. That would be the equinox, dead level, but it's like
Don't know,
this.
John.
Perihelion,
Wasn't
Well,
not here,
no.
was it?
aphelion. This is what it does. This is what it does. Because inside a vortex, the vortex is rotating, spinning all the time.
He's got no concept of.
Not only is the ecliptic doing
What
this,
does it move? I thought
The
it stayed
vortex.
in the one orientation.
does this over time. This is the precession of the equinoxes. The great year. 25,800 years, 600 years, whatever. Polaris doesn't move. I mean, Polaris does move, but it's always Polaris because it's always the sun. It's always the sun down here.
Just pause it for a moment, Terry. He's obviously got a misconception about what. He's obviously got a misconception about what the equinoxes are and what perihelion and aphelion really mean. He seems to associate perihelion and aphelion with some kind of tilting of the ecliptic. It's got nothing to do with that. It's just the furthest and the closest point in the orbit to the central object.
Oh, so
that's all it is. And every time he talks about this perihelion and aphelion, he sticks his arms out and waves like a friggin' aeroplane doing wing waves over over a tower. So he just doesn't understand what the concept of perihelion and aphelion actually are.
He hasn't. I don't even think he's mentioned the southern rotational star point either. He's only just mentions Polaris.
And like, because he doesn't understand what perihelion and aphelion are, he doesn't understand what precession of the equinoxes actually means.
Around.
You talking about the Earth's position in space as it orbits the sun for the different seasons?
Well, as the Earth goes around the sun, right, it travels in an elliptic path. Okay,
Yeah.
So there's going to be one point in space where it's furthest from the sun, one point where it's closest to the sun, and roughly halfway in between those. It's not halfway, but in between those points are your equinoxes. Okay, and they align up with certain stars in the the distant star field or whatever. So at the same time of year when the equinoxes happen, the sun will be in a certain constellation, but that constellation will change over thousands of years because the actual elliptic orbit changes its orientation around the sun over time. It doesn't go in the same direction.
Oh, I thought the equinoxes and the solstices were due to I thought they were the ones that were due to the actual tilt.
Yeah, but they're in between.
Yeah, I know
they're in between.
They are actually fairly. I know that the solstice is fairly close to. The solstices are fairly close to the furthest and closest distances, and the equinoxes are halfway.
Yeah, whatever. But those where it is, like where the sun is in the constellations, will change over time at those points. Yeah. That's the whole point. Yeah.
Sun, Polaris, Sigma Octantis out here. So you got this here being cast into the sky like this. You'll see it like this or like that. You're not going to see the back set because the sun's in here. We're only seeing this side at night. What's happening around here? It's easy when you get your head around it. If you just follow all this, all your physics is answered. Physics is cosmology. It's all there. There's your cosmology. It's all in there, that one picture. Nowhere else. All there. The Polaris rotation goes to the equator, and then you got the Sigma Octantis rotation. Sigma Octantis is the sun. Then you got that rotation, and that all comes off in here, around this zone. Turning.
But how,
Turning.
Ozzie?
As
How?
it turns,
How?
the centre light is reflecting,
What?
turning
How?
out there, all around the perimeter, horizon, here, shining out
All right.
as it turns.
Why? He's mentioning the horizon. I think he's skipped a step there. What's the horizon on his model?
So you got the sun doing its bit
Yeah,
on
he
that
knows.
side, you got night time doing its bit on this side. As long as this is turning, you're always getting your rotation at night. Like this. You don't see it because
What,
there's
at
so
night
many
or in
rotations.
daytime?
Look,
Nighttime or
so many
daytime?
stars. It's always turning. You know, it is actually moving slowly, but there's always stars. So, and you've always got your one focal point, your one horizon. It's always there, Sigma Octantis, for you. Wherever you look south. Dead south. You turn that way, you're not looking south, eh? You're not looking. You have to line up with north and south. There's Sigma Octantis. You look that way, you're not looking directly north and south, are you? You're now off to the west. Simple. See, science can't get their head around this. That's a Nobel Prize for Lindy Harris there. Wonder who's going to receive that one. Eh? That's a real tricky one.
I don't get it.
And the wise man knows that. And the wise man knows this is
Why?
up, this is in here, centre north.
Hey,
You
Terry,
know,
why does that thing look like one of those rubber donuts you have to sit on when you have hemorrhoid problems?
That's almost exactly what it looks like. That's what his model is, a half a donut cut in half.
that's all your physics. But physicists will go, oh no, that means it's flat. That means we're all going to look like dicks. So you're not going to hear about it. You're just going to come up with a bit of drips now and then about finding this or whatever, like they've done now, black hole and the.
Derp, 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 derp.
He can't even get the word out of what he's doing.
Yeah, Milky Way. No crap. There's the Milky Way right there, right in your face. What can I say?
I don't
I'm
know
not
what
doing
can
that
you
video
say.
now, there's no point. If you really want to know about physics, understand
Say
it.
you're sorry.
They know nothing about physics, trying to understand all their terminology and all their garbage. They've named all these things in here. Bosons, muons. So you've got
Nuance?
there's no stars in here.
No,
You've only got
nuance.
planets in this vacuum. So it's just a matter of research as to what, because all the sands of the world, all the sands of the, could be just sand, because it's just blown up. Minerals or gas, I think it's all a chemical reaction. But whatever these are, well, they are still classed as the electrons, because that's the proton. So it's probably the two, I don't know, you've got a different type of star right here.
The electron and
magnetic
proton.
field.
Like he didn't throw photon in
So it
there.
must be different to these, whatever's going on in here. Well, it's obviously they are different. But, you know, it's just, I don't know, what a sand. Sand.
Pause.
Yeah, what's sand? Sand's
That's-
silica,
That's
isn't it?
that's the best explanation I've heard yet, Terry. It's all just psh.
Yeah.
Psh. That explains it all.
Yeah. Phil thinks you're following him. You understand him. No, I don't think we
Yeah.
actually follow him, Phil. It's
Trace the universe back to the Big Bang. Yeah, that's the singularity, the big cluster.
You mean the big
goes to
flatulence?
A focal one point somewhere. But no, it's all there because bang, that was the bang there. The sun's being formed It's enough of physics. Understanding everything. Kabbalah. There.
Don't quit now. You never got to the
They-
physics part.
You can
I
learn
don't think we did.
basically everything I sort of know. But they haven't got the full story. The answer's not there. But they can lead you to it. To understanding stuff I do, the videos I make. You get to understand it more. Lorentz effect. That's the south. You live on a flat earth. And this is the effect you get when you go south. Got it? Well, that'll do. Oh. This is a simple
wait a
bar
minute, you
magnet.
said that'll do. They usually walk off screen by then.
Simple bar magnet. Look. The hole in the middle. This is iron sand I sprinkled. Hole in the middle of it. That's just a simple bar magnet. That's what you've got in the centre of Earth. The vortex. The no-go zone. There's nothing happening here. This is the magnetic fields here. I did another video using a ring magnet.
Yeah, I've
Dropped
seen that
sand on,
one.
turned into a donut. Where was I going with that one?
You said that'll be it, and now you're going to go off on another
Anyway, it
tangent.
just swelled up like a nice round donut. Oh, that's right. And when I put in a glass container, you shook it around a bit, and it was an oil. I put in oil so it slow everything down, slow motion, because I videoed it. And I shook it around, and then blow me down. The black sand had formed a semicircle. If you go back to my previous video on the Colosseum, the design, it all boils down to this amplification, magnetic fields, amplification. It had the black sand formed this shield, like that. Freaky. Yeah, well that's about it. That'll do. Cheers.
I thought we were going to talk about some physics and stuff.
Oh my goodness.
No? Okay.
He mentioned string theory, particle physics, quantum physics, all sorts of stuff in there. And he just, oh, it's all in here. It's all in here.
Where?
Oh,
Where?
oh dear. We never saw anything of the locust swings or the yin and yang that time, Terry.
Well, that was the magnetic field thing in and across the streams. Oh God.
Yeah.
If you and Frondel done some investigation,
Wow.
just looked it up. It is the Eye of Ra, Egyptian sun god. Eye of Horus is the other eye, sky god. It is not Isis. Okay. John said, wasn't that physics spelt with the double Z? And I thought I was done with Lindsay. Thanks, Phil, for showing us that he brought that one out. I hadn't actually looked at his latest ones. I thought he was going down the road of the Egyptian gods and all that stuff. But yeah, okay.
Right.
Oh, we need something to clean our brain with, Paul.
We do. I'm just getting myself set up, all right?
Okay. I need to stick a thing in my ear and out the other ear to clean all the crap that I've just heard.
You do, don't you? It's a bit like that. Now, I need to get one of these up. That one I think will do. to share a screen, don't I? Getting this down pat now.
Just don't put it in the thyroid or vortex thing near the black hole.
Yeah. Right. Have we got that up? Can you see that?
We've got something up.
Yeah. What does it say?
It says weird bicycles.
Okay, good. So you can see
it. Doesn't matter if you're chopped off at the bottom a little bit.
No, that should be all right if it's a little bit off at the bottom. But we need to teach you how to not do that, Terry.
That's Zoom. that exactly
Yeah.
Zoom.
Okay, so I thought for Derp today we'd have a look at some weird bicycles.
Hey, there you go.
There are some
fixed
weird
it for you.
Oh, cool. Thanks. So there are some weird contraptions out there. There definitely are. All right, let's go. Here is one. The Barrow Cycle. I wrote Barrow Cycle. It's supposed to be Barrow Cycle. The Barrow Cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Useful for carrying home drunk mates from the pub crawl. Can you imagine one of your drunk mates just slouched in the front of that while you're peddling them home? Yeah, I can. Yeah. Bulk vegetables from the farmer's market, and that moment you see something useful in the hard rubbish collection, you can just pick it up and put it in your Barrow Cycle and pedal home.
And if your mate in that couple of streets away says, I want to do some cement, and I say, yeah, I'll bring you some.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Who needs a cement truck? You can just, get your Barrow Cycle out. Yeah.
Somebody's got too much time and disposable income on their hands.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Next we have the Sky High Cycle. Yeah, perfect for seeing over the top of tall vehicles. Never again will you be wondering what's ahead of that van in front of you. You've got the height to see over all the traffic, see what's coming.
That looks downright terrifying.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Then we have the bidirectionicle. Ever undecided about which way to go? Now you and your fellow cyclist have the option of going either way. It's like a tug of war, only with bikes. Whoever can pedal the hardest, that's the way you go. Then we have the pedal seaticle. So instead of a seat, it's got the pedals up there and it's got no seat at all on it. So unless you can pedal with your buttocks, there's no point sitting down on this bicycle. Advantages are being able to see over the traffic. Disadvantages is not being able to put your feet down at red lights. Then you have the shopping trolley-icle. Perfect for transporting your shopping from the supermarket to home. Common problem is the front doesn't always go the way you want it to go.
Yeah, that'd be a problem.
Yeah, that's typical of shopping trolleys, isn't it?
Yeah.
They never go the way you want them to go.
Yeah, aim that way and you go the other way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The extendicle gains advantage in being able to see ahead of the traffic, but caution must be exercised when passing under low bridges and overhead tram lines. Yeah. You'd want to have good sense of balance too, I reckon, for that. Then we've got the quadricle, 4 wheels. With 4 wheels, you ain't never going to tip it over. The very useful platform can be used to transport almost anything. Not quite as easy to park as an ordinary bicycle, though. Takes up a bit more of the bicycle rack.
Trying to see how he's steering it. Something there between his legs.
Yeah, I know. But be careful you don't twist the wrong lever.
No, that's the handbrake.
Yeah. The Fibonacci. Like many things in nature, this cycle gets its inspiration from the Fibonacci spiral. Don't feel like pedaling? Just lean back and let it coast. You've got the Skeletonicle. Put fear into fellow cyclists with the skeleton-inspired bicycle, to be ridden with caution lest grave consequences will follow. Yeah, very clever, that one. The Rhs Cycle. Made from RHS, this bicycle can withstand the heavy knocks that others cannot, capable of making a fairly large dent in any unsuspecting motorist's car door. It's a very chunky design. Then we have the merry-go-round-icle. Not capable of actually going anywhere useful, but a lot of fun to ride. Great for making your friends dizzy. Try dropping an SBD, so when the person behind arrives, he has something to complain about. I reckon you could get that going at a good rate of knots.
Yeah, in one place.
Yeah. The running shoe-icle. A sure-footed contraption guaranteed to get you slapping that pavement. Never suffer punches again. Can be fitted with cross trainers, tennis shoes, Nike Airs, or any other tread you desire. Just hope none of the laces come undone.
That'd be a bugger.
Yeah, wouldn't it? Yeah. The hang glider-icle.
What? Okay.
Yeah. Adopt that familiar hang gliding position without the need for a parachute. Extreme caution must be exercised when traversing rough terrain, as an unseen tree stump may just whack a couple of nuts loose. You can imagine slamming into a bollard or something, couldn't you? Yeah. Yeah, very different though.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Ferris wheel-icle. Be the centre of attention with this unique monocycle. Not quite sure how it's steered, perhaps by leaning over a little bit or something.
Yeah, I'd say lean.
Yeah. The limousine-icle.
Oh.
Go riding in style with this super extended bicycle. Can be rented with a chauffeur and a bottle of Brut for those special occasions. Not so good on the BMX track, though.
No. You'd try to turn around, it'd be a bugger, wouldn't it? Just go in one direction.
It would, wouldn't it? Yeah, doing a roundabout would be a bit of a pain in the ass. The chopper-icle. The low-slung frame and extended front end make this the perfect bicycle for those chopper aficionados. You have to be careful to stop well before the intersection, lest your front end get wiped off by cross traffic.
Yeah.
The crapper cycle. That other less well-known invention of Thomas Crapper. Does cycling give you the shits? Then this is for you. Take a dump, then flush to get rid of any shady characters following you. The Deluxe Crapper Cycle. This is the elite model for those that desire a little more privacy than the base model. Comes complete with redback spiders and traditional wireframe roll holder. And then we've got the Square-icle. Boost the energy used on any cycling outing. Get those muscles vibrating. A complete workout. Doesn't look as if it's much fun to ride, though. I mean, take a look at the kid's face. He looks like he's about to cry. Looks like he is crying, actually.
Did anyone see the Mythbusters one when they put the 4 square wheels on that?
The square wheels on the car. Yeah. Yep. Then we've got the Runicle. No pedaling, just use your feet, Flintstone style. If that harness lets go, though, you just might get a back wheel wedged up your crack.
How do you coast, though? That's the thing.
Yeah. The Tractor-icle. For those situations where supreme grip is required. Superb for those occasions where the motorist in front just won't let you go past. I reckon that'd take a fair effort to push that one, to
Yeah.
cycle that one around. Yeah,
Oh, I'll bet.
yeah. You'd want to have it pretty highly geared.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Centipedecycle. When those single parents with 4 kids each meet and get married, you need a bicycle like this, perfect for the family outing. Only need to take one bike along.
That'd be the Brady Bunch bike.
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? Yeah, yeah. The Monocycle. This one looks interesting. A lot more comfortable than the Unicycle, but not sure how they account for that conservation of momentum thing when the brakes are applied. You'd
Yeah,
put the brakes on and you'd arc around and smack your head into the pavement, I reckon.
you would. Well,
Or you'd have to lean back somehow, I don't know. Yeah,
mm,
as you put the brakes on.
Yeah, I think you'd want to be leaning back an awful lot if you have to ram them brakes on quick.
Yeah, yeah. the WTF cycle.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
because it took me a long time to figure out how one gets into this thing. So it took me ages to look at it and think how you actually would sit in this thing, and I still haven't figured out what makes it actually go.
I can
I
see where you sit, and I can see your chest goes against that bit.
Yeah, and I think your arms lean against those arm pad
pads,
things,
those
and you
arm
grip
pad
those
things.
handles.
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
I think you probably just lean down on the whole front of it with your arms.
no,
Yeah,
you've got a
but I
chest
don't
pad.
know.
You've got a chest pad to lean against.
Yeah, you've got a chest
Actually-
pad to lean against there, but I don't know
Actually,
how
no.
it actually goes.
Actually, I've just looked. No, it goes by pushing with your feet on the floor, Flintstone style, because there is no drive. Because there is no drive to that front wheel.
No, there isn't, is there? Yeah.
And I can guess why. I can guess, and also you notice that there's a lot that the brakes lock on to stop
Yeah.
it rolling.
Yeah. I guess it's like a Zimmer bike, isn't it?
Yes, it's. Oh, it's only because it's only because of my personal situation that I'm kind of okay with these sorts of ideas.
Yeah. I can just see you going down the road in that, Alan. Yeah.
No.
No. Then we have the crime scene corpsicle. Not able to be ridden anywhere, can be found anywhere where bicycles have been killed, and crime scene investigators have outlined the corpse in chalk.
Has anyone noticed these pictures that they paint of the bicycle on roads laying around? They're on their own, like just a bicycle with no rider. And every time I'm out and about, I never see these bicycles with no riders on them.
Yeah,
that's a mystery.
right.
That one.
Yeah. Oh dear. The snow cycle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Great for traversing frozen lakes and for those remote snow-covered landscapes. Care must be taken to avoid missing the seat while riding, lest your bum crack become a little bigger. You wouldn't want to sit down on that rear wheel while it's going. The beach cycle. Not sure how this is steered or powered, but it looks like it could be fun.
No, I can't see that one.
Yeah. Then we have the Franken cycle. Made from parts taken from bicycle graveyards during the dark of night and put together by some mad engineer, this bicycle defies logic. Anyone who understands how to ride it qualifies as being insane. I still haven't figured out which seat you actually sit on.
I mean, which seat? I can only see one seat. Oh, there's 2 seats. There's no one up the top there. Oh, yeah. Oh, there's one down there. Okay.
Yeah. There's one on the front. And I'm not sure how that other wheel works. Oh dear. The wrought iron cycle. Constructed in the style of old wrought iron bed frames, this unique cycle is sure to keep you awake while riding. This one is a queen size. Ooh, the lawn aerator cycle. Have fun and get exercise while aerating those large hockey ovals and football grounds. Great for riding down that par 5 fairway at the golf club. We have the comfy chair cycle. Comfy chair. No point being uncomfortable. Yeah, Spanish Inquisition. No point being uncomfortable while you're cycling. We just need a drink holder and a GPS navigation system on this one.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's not like recumbent bikes aren't new, is it?
No. The mini cycle. Don't need to worry about a padlock and chains. Just pick up your bike and put it in your pocket when you get to your destination. Convenient to take onto any form of public transport.
I'd like to see
You have the
someone
opposite
ride it.
of that. Yeah. Then you have the opposite of that. You have the monster cycle. Built to be big. Nobody's going to argue with your dominance on the road. Be prepared to take the alternative oversized vehicle routes when riding this baby. The wheelchair cycle. Following the design principles of a racing wheelchair, this oversized contraption will easily intimidate other bicycles on the road.
What bicycle?
Yeah, that is an awful lot of camber and
It
towing.
is, isn't it? Yeah.
But then,
Yeah.
like you say, those racing wheelchairs have an awful lot of.
They do. They do, to keep them stable. Yeah.
Yeah, keeps them going in a straight line, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. The yesteryear cycle. This is actually modelled on one of the earliest bicycles made. Most of the early bicycles were actually made out of wood and iron. Early bicycles were made entirely out of wood and steel, but their popularity declined after a number of serious injuries were caused by these contraptions. And they were actually banned by the police for a while because they caused so many injuries.
Yeah, well, they lacked one really important invention at that point, didn't they?
Brakes.
Yes.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. But I guess they had to start somewhere. Yeah. All right. And that is what I have for you for that. So that is your media derb. So do you want a quiz? I can go straight into a quiz if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. What we.
Alrighty.
What's the
Phil saying?
subject?
It should be called a suck it and see if as you go downhill. We don't know, Terry, in Melbourne we were in lockdown for 8 months, something.
Yeah, the lockdown in Melbourne's going to end soon. 8th of November, I think they're thinking of doing it.
Yeah, I heard the Premier's not very popular.
No, well, I mean, like, compared to other countries in the world, I mean, we're only getting like 10, 20 cases a day maximum, sometimes even
about
less.
The country or just Victoria?
The country, the whole country, yeah. So, you know, compared to other countries like the US and India and even the UK getting, you know, the UK getting 20, 25,000 cases a day and the US getting over 50,000, India getting like 90,000 and stuff.
What are they doing
We've
wrong?
got not many cases at all, and yet we've still got draconian lockdowns. I think people are getting fed up with it. So
I think the draconian lockdowns have helped, but
they certainly have. But there comes a point when the economy and people's sanity just has to take priority, and they have to be aware and, you know, still take precautions and stuff. But, you know, at some stage we're going to have to come out of lockdown.
yeah.
We've had all the precautions. We had the little bit of a lockdown to start with, and we opened all back up again, and we've been okay. Like just just the usual couple of cases here and there, but not. Things didn't get any worse.
It all depends on how sensible people are going to be.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Oh, so,
And of course,
so you're saying that we're more sensible than Victorians, Alan?
potentially. Also, I mean, also, of course, I think population density has a lot to do with it as well.
Mm.
You know, because if you've got a lot more people, you're going to get a lot more cases.
Yeah.
But I mean, even per capita, Australia has done really well, hasn't it?
Yeah, in overall, yeah.
Okay. First question.
Hang on. I better get the right chat up, hadn't I? And I better
Sure.
make sure I don't type in the wrong chat. Let's stick that chat way over there where I
Well, you
I
can
can't
stick
type in it.
stick the wrong answer in the wrong chat. That doesn't matter.
Yeah, you could. There's some, as usual, there's some easy ones, there's some harder ones, but most of these should be
Okay.
reasonably well known.
Stand by to get deafened.
And then for me, they're all hard.
Stand by for the clickety
Well, the
clack.
peanuts are coming through with their answers already, Paul. We haven't even read the question out yet.
Yeah, well, I've had the question displayed up. That's the advantage of being able to display it like this, you see.
Mm.
Yeah. We don't have to worry about how people say it. But what is one metal dissolved in another metal known as? The answer we're getting refers to one particular metal being mixed with any other kind of metal. But this term is really a more general term that I'm after. We have a correct answer.
How about that one?
In the,
Blue, you beat me
would-
to it by a keystroke.
yeah, exactly. That's right. Yep. That's right, Terry.
I was
That is
thinking
the
of that
correct
answer
answer.
when I read Alan's answer, and I went, "Oh yeah, that's what
Mm.
it is." And then you said what you said,
Yeah.
and then Blue beat me to it.
The
Yeah,
answer
put
we're
the
getting in
capital
the
letter in.
peanut. Yeah, the answer we're getting in the peanut gallery is, in particular, these kinds of things when they're made with mercury. Okay, so an amalgam is a blend of mercury with some other kind of metal. Right, we finally have a correct answer from Spooky Bedhair.
No,
Sorry.
he already answered, so he can't qualify.
Well, that's the first correct answer, though.
No, John Rapp.
John Rapp as well. Yep. So it is an alloy. So the correct answer is it's an alloy. Okay.
Blue says he's a slow typer, but he still managed to put a bloody capital letter in the answer.
Yeah. All right. Question 2. What is an alloy consisting mainly of tin and lead called?
Tin and lead. If you type that answer out so quick and I don't get a chance to get it. Oh, I got it out. Gee, Blue's faster than me.
Yeah. He is. He is indeed.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to tell Blue to type with only one finger.
We'll give the peanuts a chance to get this one correct.
Mm.
Shall we give them a picture yet? No, we've got a correct answer out there.
Yeah, Spook's on the ball.
Spooky's on the ball. Yeah. The correct answer is, in fact, pewter.
My answer is also sort of technically correct.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's the one I use all the time, so it's the one I always think of.
Yeah. One of my work colleagues at the university once, he became allergic to the, the flux that they have in the core of flux cord solder.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was allergic to it, so every time he soldered, his skin would break out in a rash, and he had to actually quit his job because he couldn't handle it. Yeah.
You can get flux-free solder, but it makes soldering really difficult.
Yeah. Question 3.
Oh, what happened?
What happens?
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. Let me just see if I can. That's better. Okay. Question 3. It's a common observation that naturally occurring processes have a particular direction associated with them. For instance, heat flows from a hot body to a colder body. The property of a system that's used to quantitatively describe this natural direction of events is called...
That one.
Should
That
know
one.
it because
Yeah, I do. I've heard of
the
it.
Flurfers talk about it all the time, don't they?
Yeah. Thanks, Blue.
Paul, you
Yeah.
might have actually wanted to note that the video was playing.
Yeah, I know. That's because I clicked, you see, to clear the screen up. Sometimes the screen doesn't sort of present right, but if you click, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll give the Peanuts a chance to get this one right. They should now.
No, they're getting it wrong.
Yeah, all that clacking, and I
not
still
yet.
can't type an R.
I've heard of this before. Lucky I pick up on things when you talk about
Yeah.
stuff. The answer is there. Yeah, that's right, Dave.
Yeah, it is. The answer's there.
Come on, Peanuts. Just can't be that.
Right there.
It's there. The answer's right in front of you.
Come on, ahoy, yeah.
No.
No.
You're still getting it wrong. What the? These Peanuts are... I don't know what's wrong with them today.
Whoopee!
There we go. Stewie's there.
Yay, Irish stew with B. Entropy.
Yeah.
It is, in fact.
See, I learned
Entropy.
something. I learnt something.
Yeah. Question 4. Which of the following is believed to be responsible for the hole in the ozone layer over the Antarctic? Is it carbon dioxide? Is it compounds containing sulfur? Is it radioactivity, or is it compounds containing chlorine?
Oh. Okay. How do you know this is a new answer from the Peanuts? Oh, because that one. Well, if I put the answer in now, that means 3 of us in the Peanuts in the internal will be correct then.
Okay. So we'll get a picture here now that you guys we've got an answer. And you can see what happens there in the picture is that the chlorine atoms are the things that are responsible for breaking up the ozone. So the correct answer is, of course, compounds containing chlorine, chlorinated fluorocarbons.
And Blue, Alan, and me got that right. And Dave, Miro, John, Broomfondle, and Spook.
Yep. Question 5. Yeah. Question 5. Which of the following is not a major pollutant from automobiles?
It's not. Oh, yeah, that's easy, that one. I'll try that one. Oh, I just got it in. Well, see that there's only 3 of us on the panel that can be the 3 that can get it right. So if the whole 3 of us are on here that get it right, well, that's it.
All right, we have a correct answer out in the Peanuts. But no correct answer in the internal yet.
Oh, we were all wrong. Bugger.
Blue,
I'm not copying your answer again.
It is, in fact, sulfur dioxide. There is some sulfur dioxide pollutants, but the others are far more prevalent than sulfur dioxide. Carbon monoxide is clearly a big pollutant from automobiles because, unburned hydrocarbons are also a common thing. And nitrous oxides are very common too, because remember that the air that goes into your engine is 70% nitrogen. And combined with the high pressure and the high temperature, some of the oxygen does get combined to form nitrous oxides. So
Okay.
Yeah, so you do get some nitrous oxides coming out as pollution, and that's what causes the brown-coloured photochemical smog in major cities. Is
Is
the
that why
nitrous oxides?
nitrous stuff that they put in engines to make them go faster works?
Yeah.
No.
That's not because like nitrous oxide burns very readily.
What's that stuff?
But,
nitrous, whatever it is.
Nitrous oxide is what they use to boost power in a car because
Yeah,
you
and
get,
it would produce a lot of nitrous oxides in the exhaust. Yes.
yes, but it would be other NOx rather than NO2.
Yeah. Yeah.
NOx. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I went with C because I
Yeah, me
usually think of the other oxides of nitrogen.
Yeah. Okay, question 6. The most serious environmental pollution from a nuclear reactor is what? Is it radioactivity, particulate formation, thermal pollution, or noise pollution?
Well, I know it's not that one. And ooh. So you think that one blew? Okay. What about the other one?
Yeah. Over the life
Well,
cycle, you've got to remember the life cycle of the whole system.
Well, you get more radioactivity from a coal-fired plant than you do from a nuclear plant. You get no particulate formation from a nuclear reactor.
Okay.
Noise-wise, what?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of that one. I
They
thought, no,
put
that one
these
doesn't seem
friggin'
right.
things out in the boondocks. Who gives a shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and let's face it, the turbines are going to be the turbines and generators are going to be no noisier than turbines and generators.
In other
using other
stations.
hot water systems.
Hot water, not hot water, steam.
Sorry.
Steam or water, gravitational
Water's not
energy.
good.
Going back to that last answer, Death said
Please
you
don't
mean
put
NOS.
water in my turbine.
Yeah, we do have a correct answer finally out in the peanuts too. It is C. It is thermal pollution. That's the biggest problem.
Yeah, we all got it right in here too. Zebulon got it right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Other than geothermal systems, that's the same.
Yep. Okay. Question 7. Biomass energy is what? Is it formed through photosynthesis? Is it caused by heat due to the large mass of the Earth? Is it has been used for only a few years? Is it effective in only certain regions of the United States? Which answer applies to biomass energy?
I reckon it's this letter.
Actually, 2 of those could fit the bill.
Mm-hmm.
I reckon my answer makes sense. No?
Well, I answered it from the point of view of somebody in my country.
All right, we'll give you a diagram.
Oh, okay.
Does that make the answer obvious now? We have some correct answers out in the peanuts. So the actual correct answer was it is formed through photosynthesis. Biomass is just using biological means to form, plant material, basically. And then you can use that plant material. Like, for instance, you might grow mustard seed or canola or something like that, and then crush it for the oil that you then convert into biodiesel.
Yeah, rape is what we use over here.
Yeah, well, that's the same as that's what canola is. They call it canola over here, Alan.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know because last year we had 2 bloody great big fields next to it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They look brilliant when they're ripening, when they're flowering. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they smell.
So
Yeah,
speaking of
a
bundle,
lot of people here don't like it because it's the wrong, it's not a tradition. It's not a traditional crop, and therefore it's the wrong colour.
Okay.
Our fields aren't supposed to be bright yellow, are they? Like that.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Okay, question 8. What is the technique of detecting the position of objects by producing very high frequency sound waves and listening to the echoes? Now, I'll accept 2 answers. There are 2 answers which I'll accept for this.
Phil, set you live on the screen for YouTube, or I think you can go to your video speed and it'll speed it up if you're lagging.
Yeah, if you set your video speed to, like your playback speed to 1.5 or something, you should be up to date. Yeah, we have the 2 answers that I was anticipating out in the peanuts, and we have one of the answers in the thing. Yeah, that's another one I didn't really think of like that, Alan, but that's correct as well. Yeah.
Only because I know somebody who's going to be having one of those very soon.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
To determine the sex of my next grandchild.
Yeah. Yeah. And so the 2 answers were sonar or echolocation. Like we usually call it echolocation when living things like bats or whales or dolphins use it. Sonar when man-made things use it. Okay, question 9. A thermocouple is used to measure what? Is it pressure, current, strain, or temperature? Almost everyone who knows a little bit about science would probably know this.
Or anybody that can read the name of the damn thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, good. We have some correct answers out in the peanuts and in the internal. It is D, the temperature. Using 2 dissimilar metals joined in a junction, you have a reference junction and a measuring junction.
I think Spook was first again, or Stewie did this answer. Put your number of the question next to your answer so we're not getting mixed up between questions. So that was question 9, so put 9 and the answer, the letter next to it, or the answer.
Well, that means you have to type an extra 2 digits from now on, Terry.
Well, it's only a 9 and a D, like 9D for this.
You could always, you could always anticipate the next question by pre-typing your number, I suppose. All right, question 10. What metal is obtained from the mineral malachite?
Damn it.
You think so, Alan? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. It's. I'm pretty sure it's that, or it's. And I think my first answer was the.
We'll have to take your first answer. Sorry.
No. I'm just saying. I think it's one of those 2.
Well, I've got no idea. So.
I don't think dunno is a metal.
Spook said dunno. Okay, that's fair enough.
and yes,
Vibranium.
yeah, and yes, I did want to go with my first answer, by the way.
Machetes. Unobtainium. That colour should give you an indication.
Well, that's not the colour of what Alan's first answer is.
That is the colour of my first answer.
Really?
It is.
I didn't know.
Especially when it's in its oxide form, yes.
Oh,
I was going to say, the spire of my local church where I grew up was covered in that metal.
Yeah.
So it had that lovely colour.
Wow.
Actually, it was a really nice pale green.
And we have some right answers out in the peanuts now too. It is in fact copper. Yeah. Ores that contain copper often have a greenish tinge to them. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure the malachite comes from the Great Orme in North Wales,
Okay.
which because the Great Orme is one of the very early places they got copper from, and then they got the tin to make bronze from.
Yep.
Cornwall.
Okay, question 11. The process by which a substance absorbs moisture from exposure to the atmosphere is called what? Is it efflorescence? Is it deliquescence? Is it dehydrogenation or desalination? Evanescence. Pretty sure that's a singer, isn't it? Yes, we have a lot of correct answers out there now, and in the internal. The correct answer is B, deliquescence. Question 12.
You would have got it. Who got it right out there? 11.
Dave got it right. Professor Phil Bell got it right.
Yeah, Dave got it right first.
Nebulon got it right. Vroom Fondle got it right. Okay, question 12. A temperature of 295 Kelvin is equivalent to approximately what? 0 Fahrenheit, 32 Fahrenheit, 72 Fahrenheit, or 97 Fahrenheit?
295 Kelvin. Yeah, I was going to go with that one too, Alan. I'm not copying you. I was thinking that one could be that one.
Yeah, I think they're actually Blue got it right.
Did Blue go first?
Yeah, I think Blue got it right. I was trying to do the math in my head. I was failing miserably.
Okay.
21.85. No.
It's around what 22 or 23 Celsius is what they're.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yes, that's. I got it out by 10 degrees. That's why I ended up by. I don't know how I managed to so successfully not manage to subtract 273 from 295 in my head.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got some correct answers in the internal chat. No one seems to be getting it right out in the. Yeah, we've got. No, we don't. We don't have any correct answers out in the external chat in the peanuts. The correct answer was 72 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, okay. I thought Phil would have got that one.
Yeah, think of like 97 Fahrenheit is a pretty hot day, right, Terry?
Yeah.
Okay. And if you subtract 273 from the Kelvin temperature, you get Celsius. So that's about 22 Celsius. Now, is that a hot day or is that an average sort of day?
Average.
Yeah. And everyone knows that 32 is the freezing point of water. That's 0 Celsius. So it's not that cold. Anyway, question 13. The first animal launched into orbit was a mouse, monkey, chimpanzee, or dog.
Speaking, must have a good connection because he's getting the answers out pretty quick from when you put the question up. That's the advantages the peanuts have got if they've got it, haven't got much of a delay.
Yeah. And we have lots of correct answers now. So, yep.
It's not 14,
There's your picture.
Fondle. It's 13.
And the correct answer was, in fact, a dog.
Big Blue's answer.
Sounds like a...
Yeah. Yeah. 14. How many time zones are there in the contiguous United States? That means you do not count Hawaii.
Alaska.
Hmm.
I reckon there's that many.
So
Yeah,
3, 4, 5, or 6.
Yeah, that was the answer I was going to go for, Blue.
You'd be right.
Because there's mountain time, there's East Coast, West Coast, and and Central or something, isn't it? Mountain, East, Central, Mountain.
Eastern, Central, Mountain, and Pacific.
Yeah, that's it.
You are correct. There they are. So the answer was 4. There's the diagram showing them.
Not allowed to say that.
All right, question 15. In the US, coal is the energy source that produces the highest percentage of your electricity. Second is what? Hydropower, oil, nuclear energy, or solar energy?
I was trying to go back to the last question to see who got it right first. Oh, Dave did.
I'm not real sure on this one.
United States, coal is the energy source that produces the highest percentage of electricity. Second is... I can't see the first one. I'm just wondering if you's a...
Well, it's changing quite rapidly at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
The answer to that question.
I'll try that one. Not because I'm copying yours. I'm just. Which one did you do, Blue? Is that you? Then Alan, then me? Did you go for that one? Oh, yeah, okay.
All right.
I didn't think of that one.
Oh, okay. It is that way round.
That should give you a hint.
Yeah, it does. It does.
It reminds me, I want a bloody donut.
Yeah, donut would go down well now, actually. Yeah, and the correct answer is C, nuclear energy. It is a fast-changing thing, but it's still nuclear energy.
So John Rapp was first, I think. John?
We have very, very few oil-fired generating facilities. Very few.
Oh, you surprised me considering you're an oil producer.
Mm.
Yeah, but we got so damn much coal. It's easier to deal with anyway.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
here we had here for a long time it was coal, oil, gas, nuclear. But of late, I think it's probably coal, gas first because they changed a lot of the got rid of a lot of the coal-fired and oil-fired stations.
Yeah.
Death and John think it was said it was donut power. That was the clue
Donut
given.
power.
That was the clue given in the image that you put up.
Yeah. Okay. The first controlled nuclear chain reaction took place in what year?
Donut power, wouldn't that be Lindsay's? Yeah, okay, get rid of that one. First controlled nuclear chain reaction. Do they get a close? We'll see who gets the closest. What, that far back? Wow. Okay.
I like Orange's answer. The beginning of time. Ask God.
Big bada boom.
Well, no, not Big Bada Boom.
No bada booms.
No Bada Boom. That's an uncontrolled chain reaction.
Yes. The most dangerous, frightening word in all of nuclear physics is whoops.
There you
Yeah.
go. I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go after you, Alan, and before Blue.
I think you made a wise choice, actually.
I don't
think
know.
you did too. Because we have correct answers internally and out in the peanuts now. And the correct answer is, in fact, 1942.
Yay, I got one right, even though it was a bloody guess.
Yeah.
Hey, C4's out in the peanuts. Hey, C4.
What month? What month?
I don't know.
And where was it?
It was
Chicago.
in Chicago.
And we didn't have
in
any
the-
out there.
It was in the squash court in the basement.
Phil got it right first, but C4 also got it right. Miro goes multipass. Yeah, exactly that movie. Yep, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, question 17. Fool's gold is a common name for this mineral.
Yes. I know this one. Where is it? Oh, Big Blue and Alan
Is
got
it halite,
beat me to it.
cinnabar, magnetite, or pyrite?
I thought it was just pronounced pyrite. Okay.
Yeah.
I hope I got it right because Blue and Alan put the same answer as me. December. It was in December, Phil said. Question 7.
And we have some correct answers internally and in the peanuts. The correct answer is, that's fool's gold there.
Mm-hmm.
It is pyrite, iron pyrite.
Who got that right? Oh, Zebulon got it right. And Fondle.
Question
and
18.
John Wright.
Yeah, you need to know your GMTs now.
Oh no.
Yeah, if it is 5 p.m. GMT, what time is it in Washington, D.C. in December?
Oh shit. See if Blue knows. Oh, Alan knows too. Oh, you're out by an hour between Blue and Alan.
Mm-hmm. There's a reason too.
Oh.
What? There's a reason why you're out an hour between the two of yous. Okay.
Uh-huh.
5 p.m. So 5 p.m.
Got to do with daylight time.
Ah,
Yeah, there isn't. Neither of you have daylight time in December though, and I'm sure
Right.
standard is -5.
No, that's in daylight time.
Yeah, but we have daylight time too. Oh,
GMT is not, doesn't have daylight.
yeah, but it's from our. It's 5. I was absolutely certain it was 5 hours from our local time.
BST, yeah, but not GMT.
Right, Blue. What time is it in you're in Eastern, aren't you?
Yeah,
So what time is it there now?
GMT -5. But we're still on daylight time. In a month, that will become GMT -4.
Controversial answer then, because where I got this from, the answer was 12 noon. You may have to go to further adjudication on that one after the quiz.
okay.
Yes,
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah. We'll accept either of those answers for the time being.
Is it UTC, same as UTC tested? So who got it right then? Besides Phil.
We don't know yet.
Oh, okay.
Question 19. Which two gases are used to disinfect water in sewage treatment facilities?
Two gases. Okay.
Yeah.
Two gases. I don't know, but I'm going to guess that one. So Blue and Alan went for that one. Okay,
Yeah, seems like it's a pretty well-known one, this one.
19.
And the correct answer is, in fact, B, Terry. Ozone and chlorine.
Bugger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was only taking a wild guess. You got that right out there. Did Spook do it again? Yep, Spook got it again. Spook's got a few right. Going good.
Yep. Okay, last question. What naturally occurring radioactive substance present in indoor air is suspected as the second leading cause of lung cancer?
Naturally occurring radioactive substance. As in outdoor air and indoor air. Okay. So we're looking for a scientific word.
We are.
Okay.
And we do have some answers.
And Spook.
Spud's boiling.
Oh, okay, Spud's boiling.
Yeah. Overcooked Brussels sprouts. Cabbage.
Bugger. Jeff said bugger. Okay. Wow.
That gives the answer away.
Yeah.
And the answer is, in fact, radon. Yeah. And being heavier than air, it tends to collect in the bottom of rooms unless they're well ventilated. So that's it is a cause of concern.
Yeah.
Spookies.
Where you have lots of limestone deposits, you tend to get a lot of that stuff.
Yep.
And in my part of the country, many homes have to have their crawl spaces force ventilated to remove the radon from the house. They actually put a little pump in the crawl space.
John
Okay.
said farts. Okay. Bananas.
Oh, and on the time question, I had it backwards in my head. Alan was right.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, okay. There's a retraction there.
Yeah,
for you, folks.
because I thought apart from when we had the difference in when we changed the times.
Yeah.
So the
It's
correct
a-
answer
it's a
was in fact
standard
12
5-hour
noon,
difference.
wasn't
Yeah, it's 12,
Yeah.
it should be 12 noon in December, not 1 o'clock.
it? Okay.
I had it back. I flipped it
Yep.
in my head. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Adding and subtracting DST really gets a pain in the ass sometimes.
Yeah.
British summertime is daylight savings, right?
Yes,
But
And of course
GMT never changes.
GMT never changes, and it's the same as UTC or Zulu time.
Yeah, well, we
Yep.
should have took Phil because he guessed it right the first time.
Yeah.
Or midnight.
There you go.
Death said midnight.
That was the quiz for today.
Wow. Oh, I got a couple right that I knew.
Yeah.
Wow. Yay, I think I won another car. Yeah, you won another car, Spook. I don't know who comes second. I think it was Death or Phil. It was one of them two. I think Zebulon was getting in there too, up there. Okay, what's your scores out in there, Peanuts? Did you just get some right, none right? No, and Blue and Alan were pretty good in here, except for the time one. That was the only contention. The rest of them, though, done pretty good.
Hey, but I've admitted my mistake. Okay. I get stop points for that anyway.
Only because I've got used to having to stay up until 1 o'clock in the morning to be on streams that start at 8 p.m. Eastern time, be that DST or not.
Okay.
Because yes, 5 hours flipping different.
Well, can you use ad lib for a sec? I just want to fix up my
Yeah,
coffee.
I was going to say, except for this Saturday night, this 1 week, it's only a 4-hour difference. Because it'll be somewhat before the clocks go back, won't it? And for an 8 o'clock change Eastern, for an 8 o'clock start Eastern.
I agree with Professor Phil too. I disagree with SO2 not coming from cars.
Oh, I didn't say it. It doesn't not come from cars. It does come from cars, but to less an extent than the other three.
Yeah, certainly if you combine all the oxides of nitrogen.
Missed out on a good debate over in Gems today with that Whitsett bloke getting things wrong with surveying something, geodetic surveying, planar surveying.
I can't imagine Whitsett getting much right.
No.
No.
I think it would be par for the course to get things wrong for him.
Which it doesn't get it. I think is a pretty standard thing to say.
He is a walking, talking bullshit generator. But he is amazing in his ability to string a whole shitload of buzzwords together and make it sound like he knows what he's talking about.
Oh yeah. John Bernard's last night on Jose's was really pushing the envelope of you're wrong, I'm right, but reasons.
I finally got pissed at him.
Yeah, modern day debates. That's Jim's server, Vondel. Yeah, well, your last night would have been my today, so that was this afternoon. Yeah. I couldn't work out what his problem was with it. That was the bit I jump in always a little bit too late to miss out the start of it to where what his premise was for
it. Professor Phil, where will wit shit be?
yeah. In a few hours.
Is that not the one is that not the one from the when I thought was Witsit on one was there? Oh, just shut up now before
No, Fondle. No, modern day debates. Isn't that Jim's server? That's on
No,
YouTube?
that's not Gem's server.
Oh.
No, I got the feeling the modern day debates would be the one that's coming up with a debate with, because that's a proper organised debate show.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Is that the one Team
that sounds
Skeptic
more like
and
what,
Nathan Thompson was on?
Yeah, that sounds more like what Professor Phil's describing. And I'm very fond of that's where I'd expect to see Witsit debating Plain Surveyor.
And no, Death, I don't know anything about that. What's happened about that. The only thing I know about what's happened with him is he's lost his Facebook thing, and he's trying to set up another one, and I think that's even getting flagged. I heard on the grapevine, so I've got no idea.
Yeah, he's trying to replace the one that was taken down for the reason that it's spreading disinformation with another channel that's doing exactly the same thing. I wonder what he thinks is going to happen to this one.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't know of any other news that's out there on the grapevine about things. What's that, Phil? You hate it when they cop out by saying they don't need a model. Yeah, I know. Then you try to explain to them, you have to have a model, or otherwise how do you explain how things are without a model? You can't. Live in 13 hours, Spook said.
That's right. You can't.
Well, the easiest way to get around the cold hard fact that they don't have a model is to simply declare that you don't need a model. Wonderful game they play. Where's Wally told me last night that Nathan Oakley is upset with my choice of wood for the Cavendish project or some bullshit like that. I don't know.
What?
That's a new one. He doesn't like you.
Yeah, I know. I'm scratching my head. Hell.
No. Sorry, we don't like
I
you.
have made it out of.
We don't want. We don't like your wood.
Well, given Oakley's clear predisposition and fascination with other men's genitalia, it's I suppose not surprising that he's curious about my wood.
Oh, okay. I wanted to play a bit of the Mr. Sensible's mage flight, but it goes for 3 hours and 43 minutes, so I think that's a bit don't know what I can do about that. I'm just scrolling through it now to see if there's anything worth just playing a bit of it somewhere, but okay.
The only thing Sensible did wrong was he should have thought up a better name. Mage just sounds like something I would take my dog to the vet to have treated.
Have a needle for or something. Yeah.
Something you carry in your handbag to ward off attackers.
Exactly.
What's the matter, Scott? Too late to no, you're over in Discord, Scott. You can hear us.
I'm sure you can find the link and click the link to join the Zoom as well.
Yeah, but he can hear you, so that's not a problem.
Yeah.
He's probably still playing his video games. Did the Peanuts see it? Are they seen the last video from you, Blue, about your experiment stuff? So we're all up to date there.
Yeah, I think so. I'm working on another one right now.
Bob the Science Guy, Flat Earth Brothers prove heliocentric model. Flat Earth Brothers. That's not Peter and Pete, was it? Or was that somebody else? Getting the sun and moon wrong, Simon Dan.
Now and again on.
That was that one. Oh, Scott's coming in here now. I'll mute yourself in Discord, Scott. Yeah, that's it. He's done. What else have we got? The Peanuts can suggest whatever. Can't tag Blue. Blue, you have to write in the Peanuts so Phil can tag you. Yeah, try now, Phil. You're one step ahead of me there, Blue. Any video, any of the Peanuts or anyone know of a video or anything that's been out there on the YouTubes in the last couple of days? I'm just going through me list now. Hasn't been really much. Everett Anderson, Disney is Mind Control. What else have we got? Got a couple of Antons. Who else have we got? Creaky Blinder, Facebook group gone.
There was that Simon Dan one that came out on Sunday instead of Tuesday.
Simon. Yeah, I just showed Simon. What does it say?
Ah, right.
No, I mean I thought I just read his. Where'd he go? I'll scroll back up now. Where'd he go? Oh yeah, Simon Dan getting the sun and moon wrong again. That was yesterday it came out. That goes for 13 minutes. It's a little bit long. Who else is out there? Creaky Blinder did a Nathan Thompson.
Hey, so
that goes for 11 minutes and it's got some video in it. You can watch that if you want. That one. That's Creaky's made up a thing and shown some video and stuff. Put your vote in the Peanuts if you just want to watch the Creaky. Who else has happened lately? Fight the Flat Earth done it versus Dion Smo.
Smo.
I don't know who that is. I don't know. It's probably off Facebook. He's been getting them off Facebook a lot lately. Professor Dave explains rabies, genus Lycovirus or something. Got Manly, why can we see a yellow glow surrounding the Earth in space? Why is there a yellow layer above the Earth? Why has Underworld dropped one called Imagine Peace All Around the Globe? 5G is not a weapon, McToon. Everett Anderson, flat earth proven in bathtub.
Oh yeah, that one's pretty funny.
You like that one?
Oh dear.
Okay, I guess I'll look at that one. Okay, I'll grab that one. Any peanuts got anything yet? I haven't had a look yet, sorry. Stewie said, oh that's for death, is it? Anything from Professor Phil will do. No, Phil's not back to, but Phil's still in jail at the moment. But if he did a video, he could what do you call it, and I can play it on my channel, Phil. You ever thought of that? You can still do a video, and you can play it on here.
Can't Phil even upload videos?
Yeah, I could upload a video for him on mine.
No, I mean, I thought YouTube prison only stopped you live streaming, not posting new videos.
Oh, Fondle's mind the starting. Yeah, I know Fondle. I've got to watch the starting music on the Everest. Anything else? Flat Earth, the egg, Sly. Flat Earth versus the egg. What's it?
This is
Hmm.
an office building.
Oh, there goes Ray Edmonds. It's a bit long, Sly. Definitive proof that the Earth was once purple. Anyone believe that one? That was Anton Petrov's video. He said the Earth was purple.
Hello, wonderful.
That goes for 12 minutes. Already done that one. Okay, I think we'll just play. Oh, the Wally done, the Mage one. How long did that go for? Oh, that went for 2 minutes. I'll grab that. Quiet, Wally. You're not going just yet. That doesn't go for very long. Thompson gets deleted. Do we do it? What have we got here? Flat Earth proven in a bathtub. Mr. Sensible's Mage from Wally. And I think Everett Anderson's. That one gonna. Yeah, we'll probably grab that one too. That only goes for a few minutes. We don't need too much of that. Okay, I think we've got enough. Oh, we could watch the Historic Keys of Great Yarmouth Part 1 with 2 people talking and watching somebody walking around Yarmouth. That's on Alan Evans' channel. Should put a link to that in the peanuts if they haven't seen it, Alan.
Yeah, we could stick a
'Cause I don't think they've seen that.
link there.
Remember that time it rained for 1,000,000 years? That's what Zebulon said. That's why it was purple. Oh, John. Oh, we've got a Dave in. It says wonderful person. Got a vote for Anton there. Who else did we get a vote for? Arctic Reflections. Arctic Reflections. Do I shill Arctic Reflections?
Yeah, you should ask reflections.
Oh, what's
He's
this?
he's the Swedish guy who works in film production. He's
Oh,
a very
I must have
photographer.
missed that. Oh, it's only 28th. It's only just come out. It should be in.
Yeah,
Should be in
I
Shield Your Shit.
I
Should
thought
have
you
been.
I thought you put it on. He's there. God, I can't talk again today.
It actually hasn't come out on Shield Your Shit yet, Alan. Because it's got the same date. It's today's date, so it must be only that new.
Yeah, like I say, I thought he was on Shoot Your Shit. He should be on Shoot Your Shit.
Yeah, I think he is. It just hasn't shown up. Because I've got Huge Ass as the last one that got posted at 7:44 p.m. tonight. I don't know what Battle of the Nathans. Oh, that's live in 21 hours. That's a preview thing. And Pip's got a Halloween night, but we don't do Halloween here, so don't worry about that one. That's a Northern Hemisphere thing, it seems to be. Okay, we've got an Arctic. Just want the Anton one. But I've already got a 4-minute, 2-minute, a 2-minute, and a 5-minute. Oh, okay, so they're only all short, the ones I've got so far. Well, we haven't played Wonderful Person for a while. So...
We haven't, have we?
No. So we'll go back... that one. I watched the first ever Mass Road Planet. I already watched that a bit. It's interesting, but we'll go back to this purple one. Where was it again? He did how much invisible matter there is in the universe. That's another one he's did recently. And the Scott Manley one too, that would have been interesting. Where'd it go? How far back is it? Oh, here it is. There we go.
Hello, wonderful person. This is Anton, and today we're going to be talking about
save that
the
for last. Wish they were muted straight away when you get them. Right. Here we go. No particular order. Oh, shit. There. There we go. There.
Well, here I am in my tubby again. And my tubby's all filled with water and nice fluffy suds.
What's good, YouTube? And this is Seafood Smo from Smo's Monocycle Arts. And I don't want anyone to think that I'm naked or anything of that nature, but a lot of you trolls need to know what this is. Because a lot of you trolls, you sit on the keyboard all goddamn day, make these comments on YouTube, and you forget to take a goddamn bath or shower.
And I've got my soap and washcloth to wash myself.
So you trolls, this is your best friend. But anyways, guys, that's not why I'm making this video. I was sitting here And I was thinking about me being a dome earther and a flat earther.
Well, have you thought about, I don't know, not doing that?
And I was looking at the bathwater here, right? And someone brought up a question to me about,
well, if the earth was flat, what about the tides? Wouldn't the tides be the same?
and I finally found the question of that answer sitting in the bathtub, right? You see, how the water's moving, right? See how the water's moving?
We're waiting.
See how it stopped? It's level now. That explains the answer to tides across the earth. Even with the tides moving, they still stop and become level no matter where they're at.
Gravity, you fucking retard! Gravity! Have you ever heard of fucking gravity? Gravity! Gravity!
Proving a flat foundation. See, this is the problem with these scientists and experimentalists, is they don't experiment. I just proved the tide argument just by sitting in a goddamn fucking bathtub.
How about no?
Fuck your science. True science is science being tested through experimental experiments. That's true science.
Experimental experiments.
Fucking Lopez.
Rubber ducky, I'm awfully fond of you.
Well, there's your rubber ducky, Phil. That's a new phrase. Experimental experiments.
Yeah, so where's the giant person sitting there sloshing the water to make the tides?
Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh.
Why doesn't he take the shower curtain out of the bath when he's having a bath? Yeah, I couldn't figure that one out either, Fondle. Why the shower curtain was in there. Okay.
Don't understand why he's taking a bath in the first place. I thought that was a girl thing. Me, myself, I never cared much for sitting in a puddle of dirty water, and that's what you end up doing.
Yeah, I haven't had a bath for nearly 40 years, 30 years, 20.
I haven't either. I don't take baths. I take showers.
Yeah.
I'd like to wash the dirt off of my entire body, not just the upper half of it. Unless I miss my guess, all that dirt that was on the top part ends up in the water, which I'm sitting in.
At least you didn't grow up in the days when the whole family took a bath and, yeah, certain people were first and you had to be last.
Yeah.
Yep. The first person was okay. They had the clean water. Miro said you can smell it. Or he can smell it. Yeah, smell that I haven't had a bath. And you can smell Blue too, he hasn't had a bath either. Where did you, Alan? You hadn't had a bath for a while, you stink?
I can't remember the last time I had a bath. I can't get in a bloody bath. Good job I've got a really nice wet room, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen your wet place. I mean your wet room.
My wet place isn't that wet. It's just moist. Very, very moist.
Now I'm not playing these in order, so we're just playing as the tabs go.
Electra? Oh.
What?
I was asking Alan if that was an Electra.
No, we haven't got an Electra over here. It'll be a beach craft. It's the one sitting on the ground with the red ring around the engine nacelle. It's a beach. I can't remember what the designation for it is.
I'm trying to work out what
Sorry.
Paul's
It's
showing.
definitely a beach craft.
Paul's showing some sort of acrobatic stunt flying thing.
Oh, that's at the Nil Air show a couple of years ago.
Whoa, he came down low there. It's better when there's clouds around because you can see the plane better. You're going up, you're going up, going up. Is he going to come back down? Did he go to a dead stall?
He'll come down.
Did he go to a dead, is that called a dead stall, where they go up as far as they can and it'll...
And then it's called a stall turn.
Wonder if Scott can do that in his flight sim with one of the planes.
He's actually doing, I think, a tail slide.
Yeah, we couldn't see it.
Not looking closely enough because I'm trying to find a picture of the aircraft that's of interest to.
Oops.
Now watching.
I can make that. Do that, and then that. There we go. How's that look? Oh, can I go? Oh no, bugger! I can't make that do the other trick, like we did when you presented. When you present, I can put the icons on the side. Oh well. I need that, and I'll transfer that in a sec. We'll just look at these planes that Paul's got shown. I don't know how we got onto planes all of a sudden. This is only a car channel. We only talk about cars, not planes.
Yeah, but all the pictures of cars in my catalogue aren't taken by me, and I don't think Rosie would appreciate me sharing that many of her photographs.
Yeah.
Which are actually really good. She has actually pretty good photography. It's just like
Yeah,
you
but
don't share. Oh, there it is.
you're not allowed to show the F word on here.
Blue. It's a Beach 3TM or BE18 Expediter.
Beach 18, okay.
And it's sitting on the apron at United States Army Air Force Station 146.
Yes, Beach 18. I know one that's in Morristown, Tennessee. I know Beach 18.
Yeah.
They're beautiful old airplanes.
Yes. Yes. They're very nice.
I just caught a glimpse of it, and from the front, it looks a lot like an Electra.
I think the Electra's a little bigger.
Yeah. I didn't get a good look at it.
Yeah. Well, I was lucky. It was sat actually half on the grass, just outside the hangar on the airfield.
Yeah. Looked like he had his tail wheel on the grass.
Yeah. Where I had carte blanche to walk where I wanted. Yeah, I was even told, yeah, just wander around that. Just wander around the hangars. Don't touch anything.
Yeah, especially not the props.
Can I press play?
Yeah. We're only fully dead air for you.
I was ready. I was sharing it and everything, waiting for it.
G'day everybody, where's Wally here? Hey, this is just going to be a super quick one today. I've just finished having a look at Mr. Sensible's most excellent high altitude balloon experiment. Mate, you did really well. I'd be well chuffed if I was you. You totally deserve it. Second time and you nailed it. Now I just wanted to direct everybody's attention to this really, what I thought was a sleeping warrior kicking moment. This is the point where the balloon broke at 26 minutes in Mr. Sensible's video, and you see the rubber of the balloon shredding itself in all different directions. But what's that little white ghostly glowing thing that's left behind? Could that be the ball of hydrogen left behind? I reckon it is. Oh, Wally, you mong. That white is not hydrogen. The white is the talcum powder from the inside of the latex balloon to stop it sticking together. But actually, it doesn't really change anything, so the talcum powder should also be moved outwards with the expanding hydrogen, which didn't seem to expand very much. Oh, and by the way, the latex balloons, they do rupture at the speed of sound. This is so well cool. Thanks, Mr. Sensible. Anthony, I would love to know, why is that not instantly dissipating into this near vacuum of space? Is it because this near vacuum of space is only 2 torr? Maybe. At 0.3% of normal atmospheric pressure, mate, I reckon we're almost at a perfect vacuum by this stage. And I don't think we went through any barrier or anything. So, Anthony, I think what you're going to have to realise is that every layer of air is only held by the weight of the layer above it. And for those of you who are doubters and who do not recognise that this is actually just a ball of remnant gas and moisture, water vapour sitting there in the atmosphere, in the 2 torr of no atmosphere, until it dissipates, you can see it actually moving in those few frames. And this is a bit of a slow-mo, guys, moment. That's probably why you can actually see this. It is absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Gravity. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Ball Boys. Thank you, Ball Girls. This has been really great, Mr. Sensible. I just love it. And the last thing I like is the landing. I don't know how you managed it, Mr. Sensible, but you got it all the way to Australia. I'm pretty sure that's landing in Australia.
Yeah, it's
oh, yep, see, that's definitely Australia.
And Mage was finally down and safe. All that remained was for us to find her.
It landed in Australia. That's a long way off.
Those pesky winds, you never know what they're going to do.
Oh, that was the Coriolis effect. That's what it was, Blue. It went up, and then the Earth spun around, and it came back down in Australia.
There is actually a website out there that you can put your launch date, you can put your launch position into, and it will give you a predicted path for the balloon based on the weather forecast.
Okay.
Which is kind of handy.
Yeah, I'll give you a general idea, but...
Has anyone seen the Mr. Sensible's other video with showing it going up and back down again?
I've watched parts of it. I haven't had time to sit through the whole thing yet.
Yeah, got through a few hours.
He has the well, he has the misfortune of being in a part of the world that's not where it's not all that common to have crystal clear skies for long distances with no cloud cover. And you know, when you've got part, especially what he had, I think was partial cloud cover in places, makes it harder to see the curvature.
Yeah. Because you're only seeing the cloud, not the Earth.
That's what's been for years now so brilliant about those Dwayne Kellum videos, because he's done what 24 balloons at least.
Wow.
But he lives out in the southwestern U.S. where, you know, clouds are scarce most of the year. So most of his videos, you see nothing but just a pristine horizon with nothing interfering with it.
Okay, who we got now? Thompson
Oh,
gets
good.
the lead. Everett Anderson.
Do it. Play.
Turn out the lights.
We'll get done for that music, that's for sure.
So many people want to join this group, and you know what's interesting? We had thousands and thousands and thousands of people to this group, and this number never changes.
That's a lot.
But whatever, let's add 700 people to the group real quick. We'll get them in here, dude. This group's gonna have 1 million people in here, and they won't even tell us. Watch. It's all good. We're gonna change the world. One click at a time. Welcome to the group. Welcome to the group.
Anyway, so there you go. If flat Earth should be just fine, if this is any indicator. So, Andy, I'm sorry, I know there's 300 and something people that signed up for this thing. I know I won't be able to talk to you all, and I'm heading out tomorrow morning. So whatever you want to ask me, I don't care what it is or how personal.
Hi guys, I'm getting like a lot of messages. We didn't block anyone from the official Flat Earth and Globe discussion. We got 140,000 members in there learning the truth. The group was just deleted a few minutes ago. So I'm getting all kinds of people messaging me saying, why am I banned? Why am I banned? Nobody's banned. The group disappeared. So after 4 years, it was a good run, guys. I was laughing on the way here. I've been blocked. I was blocked when we went to Raleigh. I was blocked when we went to Denver. I was blocked when we went to Dallas. I couldn't live stream. I couldn't be in the group. And I was laughing on the way here. And I was like, man, I'm not blocked. I can live stream. And the group disappeared. So funny how that works out. I just want to let you guys know that's what happened. So
thanks, Nathan.
See you, Nathan.
Too bad for you.
No one
well
feels
deserved,
sorry.
Ed.
No one feels sorry for him, do they? No. Sorry, Blue. I talked over you.
No, it's okay. I said it. It was a well-deserved ban, I think.
Well, first YouTube, culling, and now Facebook. Where will these flat earthers end up going now? It's only going to make them more determined. I don't think it'll slow them down at all. What do we got here? Arctic reflections, level Earth observer think all is fake. Okay. Yeah, that's right, Globy. He started another Facebook group, and I heard that even that one's starting to get flagged already. So I don't know. I don't follow it on Facebook to know what's going on. There's only one person here that know about that. He was in the peanut gallery earlier. Told him to get a hobby, but it hasn't helped.
Didn't you say that was his hobby?
You mean a hobby other than harassing children?
No, we're not talking about Nathan Thompson. We're talking about another person in the peanut gallery that follows all this stuff. And I told him to get a hobby.
Okay.
Where are we? Click that, click that. Okay.
Welcome. This will be a quick reaction video of one of Level Earth Observer's ridiculous videos. He made a response to a video about Dr. Stuart Clark, astronomer who gave his thoughts about the flat Earth. Let's see a bit of it.
Got sent this the other day. Thought we'd have a quick look. This is the start of it, and already we can see problems. Why do people believe in the flat Earth theory? 1. Objective reality is not a theory. 2. Why have you put a straw man bullshit representation on the front of your video with edges, waterfalls and discs flying through vacuums? You're mixing up your heliocentric fantasy and getting confused with objective reality, which is what we believe. This nonsense is something your lot are pumped out, who are trying to convince you that you live on a ball that's wobbling and oscillating and flying through a vacuum. So already we're off to a bad start, but we will hold this against the fella. Let's see what he's got to say.
I'm Dr. Stuart Clark. I'm an astronomer and I'm the author of The Unknown Universe. It's so clearly obvious that the world isn't flat.
You're looking at a man who's triggered, who's obviously not long paid off his debts for his university education. The ego will not let it go. He'll ignore the substance in favour of a good story. Because it's quite obviously flat, mate.
We see when ships leave the harbour.
If that was curvature, dear boy, we would see ships coming over from left to right. We'd see curvature from left to right on ground level. We never do. We do get obstruction out in a straight line. Call that the convergence point between the sea and the sky, perspective, the range of our vision.
Okay, you have a problem, Level Earth Observer. Show us a picture of the Earth, show us a working map of your Earth. It's nothing. You have nothing to show. So how can we misrepresent your claimed world? Because no one have observed it, no one have documented it in maps, in pictures, in drawings. You have no model. Is it so hard to understand? It's a lie. Show us a working map, show us a picture of the edge, show us something of the dome or what you have over your head. Stop complaining on others. Prove something by yourself.
It's morons like you that think I'm driving a tower crane upside down on a spinning cannonball flying through a vacuum. Come on, mate, wake up. And why would anyone trust you? Why would anyone trust anyone, in fact, with a haircut like that? Get out of here.
Things that make them feel at home, things that make them much happier, that they know what's going on. Maybe this...
Another straw man misrepresentation of a pizza dish stuck to the bottom of a bit of rock that's supposed to be flying through a vacuum, or hovering this time. Who knows? More garbage from the same people who tell you you're on a ball.
Well, maybe the flat earthers should up and get themselves a model that they all kind of basically agree on. Oh no, they can't do that, can they? Because it's all bollocks.
Yeah, well, they all believe in a different flat Earth. Like, there's no one flat Earth that they all can agree on. The only thing I find that they agree on is they all object to the globe model.
Continues with his nonsense. Level Earth Observer. try to prove something, that you don't believe in space, that you don't believe in the globe. That's no proof. Who are you and what do you know? I know that you can drive a tower crane, but besides that, what do you know about anything? The reality is that you are a clown with a very big mouth, and you never prove anything. This was a short video. During this week I have hard time to making so many videos as I usually do, because I'm working on a big television production, but next week I will be back with full force. Okay, thank you for this time. Bye.
Oh, Phil wanted to know who's that from. Arctic Reflections, Phil.
Yes,
it should be in Shill Your Shit in my Discord. Have a look through there sometimes and you'll find people that if you haven't seen them. Yeah, I'll put the link for you up to that, then you can go through. Copy. Yeah, that's Arctic Reflections link. Or to that video anyway. You can follow that through to his channel. Right. Well, we've got one last line left, and we'll watch this, and then we'll finish off for today. We're at 3.5 hours now, but this is Anton's arsenic bacteria from Atacama Desert proves Earth was purple long ago. And we missed the start of it, so...
Hello wonderful person, this is Anton, and today we're going to be talking about the idea that once upon a time our planet was most likely purple. It wasn't green, it wasn't blue. It was somewhat similar to what you see on the screen, possibly even more purple than this. And even though this idea is not new, and I even made the video about this a few years ago mentioning the so-called purple Earth hypothesis, it looks like now we have actual definitive scientific proof that this was most likely correct. Earth was indeed purple, and there is a very interesting explanation to all of this. So let's talk about this in more detail. First of all, it shouldn't really come as a surprise that back in the days, billions of years ago, Earth looked completely different. Yet another previous video even describes at least 5 different faces our planet used to have. But today we're talking about one specific stage that I'm going to try to create right here. By first maybe changing the colors of the planet's atmosphere, and also adding a lot of purple pretty much everywhere on the planet. Now obviously the continents here were not like this either, they were completely different as a matter of fact. But here it's all about the color right now. Although in this case even the water should be purple, so this is not even the perfect representation of what all of this looked like. But for many millions and possibly even billions of years, planet was somewhat similar to what you see on the screen. And then it suddenly transformed into what it is today, becoming the blue planet, or technically blue and white planet. Now, what exactly happened approximately 2.4 billion years ago that could have led to this? You might already know the answer. It was the so-called Great Oxygenation event. The sudden increase of oxygen in the atmosphere that today we believe was caused by the evolution of new bacteria, specifically cyanobacteria, the same bacteria that's responsible for producing the oxygen on the planet right now, by using photosynthesis and by converting the solar energy into chemical energy that other animals can use. Now, photosynthesis is something we all learn in schools, and we're all kind of to some extent familiar with it. Basically, many different plants and cyanobacteria use it everywhere on the planet and produce oxygen and of course produce other things like sugars. But in this case, what we care about is the idea of converting the energy from the sun into the chemical energy, into something we can use on Earth. And obviously in schools we learn about how trees convert CO2 into oxygen, but one thing we don't learn in schools that a lot of scientists have been discovering for the past few decades is that you don't really need oxygen for photosynthesis, because the main function of oxygen in this case is capturing electrons and allowing for this electron process to essentially lead to other chemical reactions. But we know that there are so many other elements that can also quite successfully capture electrons as well. There are a lot of different theoretical papers that propose that we can use, for example, hydrogen. This is a typical hydrogen cloud somewhere out there in a galaxy. We can also quite as easily use iron, so somewhere out there could be some sort of a life using iron for photosynthesis. We can also use sulfur, which is an excellent electron acceptor as well. Or we can use arsenic. Arsenic, as you might already know or have heard of before, technically is a toxic element, at least to humans. We also normally use arsenic for example, different herbicides and insecticides, so in some sense it's a poison. Arsenic is kind of dangerous, but nevertheless it's a pretty good electron acceptor as well. And so there are theories and papers proposing that maybe arsenic can be responsible for the action of photosynthesis somewhere out there. But of all of these elements, which could have been used by the life on early Earth and which could have turned it into a purple Earth? Now, for many years, scientists believed that it was most likely sulfur and a type of a purple sulfur bacteria that was responsible for essentially producing all sorts of sulfurous compounds on the planet. But because they weren't very efficient, eventually the cyanobacteria using oxygen kind of won the competition, and because these bacteria were very effective and very efficient in producing oxygen, eventually the oxygenation event caused all of the other bacteria to either disappear or to hide somewhere where there was no oxygen. But turns out that maybe, just maybe, it wasn't really sulfur. As a matter of fact, several papers started questioning the idea that maybe it was arsenic after all. Maybe the reason why purple Earth was purple was because of vast amounts of bacteria that were using arsenic to produce everything they needed to produce to survive. And eventually, once again, the oxygen won over. And although arsenic can be toxic, it's also in certain ways, at least when it's turned into organic arsenic, becomes beneficial. For example, in the US today, quite a lot of farm animals are fed different types of arsenic compounds to make them grow bigger and stronger. Now, I personally will be very cautious about eating this, especially because there are studies suggesting that this organic arsenic then can turn into other arsenic that's poisonous to us. But that's not really the point right now. The point is that arsenic is used by life quite actively, and there are several types of different organisms that depend on arsenic compounds for survival. And so naturally, you'd expect some other bacteria out there to use arsenic for life as well. And back in 2014, the team behind the paper you can find in the description below discovered that some of these stromatolites that you see on the screen right here, these are actually structures built by all sorts of bacteria, may have been created billions of years ago by the bacteria that used arsenic and not oxygen for its breathing, or to be more correct, by the arsenic-assisted photosynthesis bacteria. Now, in the past, we have discovered different bacteria already using arsenic for example, growth reasons or to substitute it for something else, but it was very difficult to discover bacteria that only use arsenic and no oxygen, nothing else. And it seems that, similar to the bacteria discovered in 2008, some species of bacteria can easily obtain all of the energy by oxidizing arsenates to arsenites, and by then using arsenites as a fuel to live and to sustain themselves. Not so long ago, the scientists also identified the enzyme responsible for all of this, and were also able to explain how the bacteria most likely uses all of this to survive, to breathe, to produce energy instead of oxygen. But so far, all of these are just separate clues. None of them really give us a definitive picture. And that's of course until the recent discovery coming from South America, from one of the most inhospitable places on Earth. The place known as the Atacama Desert, the driest place on Earth and also the place with some of the highest ultraviolet activity on the surface of our planet, simply because it's elevated compared to everything else. Although to be fair, it's also an extremely beautiful and absolutely stunning place that I would love to visit one day. A place that has some of the most incredible looking locations, something that looks almost like out of a science fiction movie. And from what I hear, people are also great as well. But that's for another video. For now, we're talking about what they found here. Completely by accident, the scientists behind this paper found a tiny stream that contained a strange sample of purple bacteria on the bottom. The stream itself was also completely oxygen-free, and so none of the life that required oxygen could survive here. And as you can imagine, in this location there wasn't really a lot of life happening. So when the scientists saw something purple, they decided to collect the samples and to then analyze it in more detail, trying to discover what exactly was causing all of this to look purple and what kind of a life could exist here. Here's, by the way, where all of this was done and what they were able to collect from this very beautiful purpley looking location somewhere in the Atacama Desert. And as you can probably guess by now, they've discovered the bacteria that used nothing but arsenic, and they were also producing these rocky stromatolites that you see on the screen using all of the chemical reactions and all of the enzymes I previously mentioned. In other words, this was a direct proof that a lot of these stromatolites in the past were most likely created by these types of bacteria that used to exist on our planet and were most likely responsible for turning our planet purple, assuming of course these bacteria were all over the planet, which currently we don't really have any reason to doubt. On top of this, when the scientists tried to study these bacteria in the lab, they discovered that they used or produced absolutely nothing but arsenic and no oxygen was involved anywhere in the reaction. Which of course also means that this is some of the most ancient life on our planet and is also most likely the precursor to everything on the planet as well. And is also a strange survivor of the event that seems to have destroyed pretty much everything on the planet that wasn't able to survive on oxygen. And by the way, a very small side note here, oxygen in general is extremely toxic, even to humans. Technically, if you were to pressurize oxygen and to try to breathe that afterwards, you would not actually survive for a very long time. This is one of the reasons why scuba divers have to be extremely careful with what they breathe in. The mix has to be very specific, and using pure oxygen is extremely dangerous. And this is of course one of the main reasons why when oxygenation event happened, most of the life just couldn't handle it. It was toxic to everything except for certain types of cyanobacteria that adapted to use oxygen, even though the excess of oxygen would probably kill them as well. Although ironically, arsenic is toxic to us, so in that sense I guess it's a bit of a trade-off. Anyway, so what the scientists discovered here is kind of mind-blowing when you think about it. It definitively proves that Earth very likely looked like this in the past, but more importantly it allows us to understand what to look for when trying to find the life somewhere out there on another exoplanet. If one day we discover a planet that seems to possess somewhat purplish hue and does seem to contain arsenic in its atmosphere, this would be a telltale sign to us that similar life might exist somewhere on the planet that we've discovered. Now, so far we are not really able to see the colors of planets very well, but we can definitely detect arsenic in the atmosphere. This is something that we're going to be able to do with some of the telescopes such as James Webb Telescope that's going to be operational relatively soon. But personally, I'm more excited about the discovery itself. To me, this is a definitive proof that Purple Earth is not hypothetical anymore. It's something that most likely happened, and it's something that might exist somewhere else out there in the galaxy. But until we learn more about the Purple Earth, or until we discover some other unusual and interesting bacteria on the planet, that's all I wanted to mention in the video. Check out the paper in the description below, subscribe if you still haven't, share this with someone who loves learning about space and sciences, maybe come back tomorrow to learn something else. Maybe support this channel on Patreon or by buying the Wonderful Person t-shirt that you can find in the description below. But either way, I'll see you tomorrow, space out, and as always, bye bye.
Bye, Wonderful Person. Well, that's interesting because I looked at one where they were at the sea ocean floor where at those vents, was it sulfur or something, that there's bacteria growing and life around those sulfur vents, I think they're called, at the bottom of oceans.
Yeah, the black smokers, the hydrothermal vents in the deep ocean floor.
But that's
because
different. I know it's different, but it's still
yeah,
something with
because they
different
also
life.
yeah, see, they're not using they certainly won't be doing photosynthesis because they're not using sunlight for energy. They actually get their energy from the hydrothermal vent itself.
Yeah. Oh, well, that seems to be your lot for tonight, guys. Oh, I know we started late, but that's just the way things are. Well, thanks, Frank. Franz Mesmer. Who was Franz Mesmer, Paul?
He was a pseudoscience. He was a doctor, and he claimed to have discovered this thing called animal magnetism, and he used it to diagnose his patients and cure his patients. And he was the one that came up with the idea of mesmerizing people. That's where we get the word mesmerized from. But it really was just hypnosis. So he was using hypnosis to cure people. Basically, he was using the power of suggestion.
Yeah, okay then. Well, thanks, Alan. Thanks, Blue. Well, Scott didn't say anything, but you got anything for us, Blue?
Oh, I think keep an eye on the channel. I should have a Cavendish update out maybe later today or tomorrow. And,
okay then.
I said some things.
I don't remember. Well, you said something then.
Yeah, you got busy, so
Oh,
I'll
okay.
just stay quiet.
Okay. No, yeah, you didn't want to interrupt. That's fine. Well, thanks for dropping in anyway.
Yeah.
What else have we got? Oh, we had Dave, Death, Zebulon, Fondle, Stewie, Dave, Pips out there, John. Thank God it's flat dropped in. I didn't see you. Death, I read Death, didn't I? Who have I missed? I know I've missed somebody. Miro. Keep going. Dartman. Professor Phil. PhD Gleam. Who have I missed? Armageddon's Fire. I've missed them. I think RT96 was there, but I can't remember. Red. Spooky with the quiz champion for tonight. I think he is the quiz champion. Armageddon's Fire. I can't. Yeah, RT96 was here earlier. Yeah. If you haven't typed anything earlier, you're going to miss out your name getting called out. So I'm not scrolling up any further. Nah. If I haven't got your name, you've missed out because I've scrolled up further out. Okay then.
I think some of them are actually typing in the bottom, though, mate.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm waiting for, to see if any of the ones that haven't been in the peanut gallery for a while. I'll get their name read out. But I've already read these guys out, so yous are done. So we'll see yous next Saturday. I didn't do it after show last Monday. We'll see how we go next Monday. So otherwise we'll see you Saturday evening. So it's a good night from me, and it's a good night to the panel. Night, Peanuts.
Night, Peanuts.
Good
night, Peanuts. Watch out for the rabbits.
Good night, Hickspeechia pinatifolia.
What?
Red bobble nuts.
Okay. Okay.